Chapter 5:12. On her abdomen, there was a very large nail. The other 3 red nails were nailed to the special parts of the female body. From the color and distribution of the blood, as well as the special diagnosis of the wound, the eyes were dug out when Enchanting was alive, and the nail on her forehead was nailed when she was alive. Playing with the nail on her forehead, Enchanting was at least in shock. The murderer cleaned up the blood stains on her body, and then left other injuries. The body appeared to be hardened, and the temperature of the air conditioner in the room was very high. The murderer wanted to blur the time of death. "What's the temperature of the rectum?" Baiya asked Ling Chosuan solemnly. Ling Chosuan looked at her coldly, very unwelcoming, and with a repulsive tone, he asked, "Who are you? This place is not a place that anyone can come in. Su Jiran is at the door now, and I was brought here by his men." "Who do you think I am?" Baiya replied. Ling Chosuan stood up and threw down his gloves. "Where did Su Jiran find such a silly girl? Is he trying to make me his apprentice?" "No," Baiya said, too lazy to care about Ling Chosuan. He would probably report to Su Jiran. She just had to ask Su Jiran for it. She continued to look around the room. There were signs of a fight, and there were scratches on the walls. Enchanting's hand was chopped off but not taken away. The murderer should be very confident that there were no skin or other tissues left. The lock was not broken. "When you came in, did you find any clothes or gloves that Enchanting wore outside?" Baiya asked Ling Chosuan again. Ling Chosuan looked at her coldly, pursed his lips, and said nothing. Baiya guessed that she would not say anything, so she walked to the window and looked outside. The sky was still dark. She turned on the flashlight on her phone and scanned outside. She vaguely saw a small glass bottle hidden in the lawn. Enchanting is a neat freak. She doesn't allow glass bottles in the lawn, even if they are fake grass. "Su Jiran, come here, Su Jiran!" Baiya shouted. Hearing her voice, Su Jiran walked towards the door without looking at Enchanting. Baiya picked up a windbreaker from the ground and covered Enchanting with it. "Did you call the police?" Baiya asked. Su Jiran nodded. "I just reported it. Have you seen everything you need to see? Call a Ling over now. She said she saw your mom's safe. Ask her to identify where the safe is. Also, I have a few things to ask you, but before that, help me pick up something," Baiya said. "What is it?" Baiya turned on the flashlight on her phone and shone it on the lawn. "There's a glass bottle there." When Ling Chosuan heard the glass bottle on the lawn, he immediately stood up and jumped out of the window. He picked up the glass bottle and asked Baiya, "What is this?" "An essential oil bottle. Do you still have clean gloves?" Baiya asked. Ling Chosuan took out a new pair of rubber gloves from his pocket and gave them to Baiya. Baiya opened the bottle cap and saw the note inside. She breathed a sigh of relief. Ling Chosuan looked at Baiya and asked in surprise, "How did you know?" "Look." Baiya was unwilling to say more. "Give me the pliers." Although Ling Chosuan was unwilling, he still handed the pliers to Baiya. Baiya took out the paper and opened it. There was only one sentence written on it: "The thing is in the original place." The light in Baiya's eyes dimmed. "What does this sentence mean?" Ling Chosuan asked in confusion. When Baiya heard the siren outside, she put the note back into the bottle, twisted the cap, and handed it to Su Jiran. "Hide it first. Also, the person wasn't killed by my people. Can you let him go first? This is what I wanted to tell you. Get in the car first." "I'll talk to you after I'm done here," Su Jiran said in a deep voice. Baiya heard the siren getting closer and closer, so she got in the car first. She saw a lot of police coming and blocking the cordon. There were 4 police officers outside the door. She picked up her phone and saw that it was almost 5 o'clock. She closed her eyes and pretended to sleep. After some time, the car door was opened. Baiyo was a light sleeper. She opened her eyes. It was already dawn. She looked at the clock and saw that it was almost 6 o'clock. She sat up straight and twisted her neck to wake herself up. What did he say? When I called you, Ling Chosuin said that according to the temperature of the body's rectum, my mother has been dead for 5 to 6 hours. But I just received a call from my mother an hour ago. She said that she had something important to tell me. Baiyo was doubtful. That's impossible. According to the livor mortis on your mother's feet, she has been dead for at least 4 to 6 hours. I don't believe in ghosts in this world, but there are many ways to pretend to be ghosts. For example, they could have recorded your mother's words first. So, I have reason to believe that this is a premeditated and planned incident. My every move is under the surveillance of the other party. I caught the murderer on the spot. If you let the murderer go just because you said a few words, the other party will guess our relationship, Su Jiran said in a deep voice. You are a very smart person. You should know very well that the murderer is not one of my people. The person who killed your mother hates your mother very much. Even if I know that your people did not kill her, your people are in my hands, and I am Xingdongqing's people. Under normal circumstances, what do you think I will do? Su Jiran asked. Baiya frowned. She looked at Su Jiran's eyes and did not say anything. I will definitely threaten you, scare you, and set you up. But fortunately, I can be impulsive and rebellious for you. So, you have to come to my side. I will follow the normal procedure and let your people go. This is my condition. Baiyo was instantly annoyed. Su Jiran, you still haven't given up on me. I can't possibly like you. It's fine as long as you don't fall for me. Don't worry, I won't touch you. I just want to help you, but the condition is that I am still alive. Baiya turned her face away. She could not live like this by Su Jiran's side. She was not completely at ease with him. But she had to be someone. She could not lose her life because of a stain. If that happened, she would also lose people's trust. Gu Lingqing would understand her. I will only stay by your side for a month. After a month, you have to let me go. Baiya made a new request. Su Jiran nodded. Sure. Anyway, this 1 month is just a formality. What do you want to ask me? Ask away. The first is the time of the phone call. You have already told me that this is a deep conspiracy. The second question is, I remember that there is a loyal maid in your mother's house. Where did she go? Baiya asked. Su Jiran was stunned. If Baiya had not mentioned it, he would not have realized that his maid seemed to have disappeared. She was not in the villa. Chapter 5:13. Baiya waited for him to hang up and continued, Are the windows in your mother's house soundproof? Su Jiran shook his head. This is an old house. It's not that advanced, and it uses ordinary windows. Your mother's tongue was cut off. This was the first step. They did not let your mother make a sound, and then they sealed her lips. Some scars will gradually appear after 24 hours of death. I think your mother's shoulders and face will be bruised. But even if her mouth was sealed, she should have made some unusual sounds before that. You can go and check the people next door and see if they heard or saw anything. I will hand it over to the police. Ling Chosuin will be directly involved in the investigation. He will report to me every day. You can listen to him, Su Jiran said in a low voice. Maybe it was because of the death of his mother. Right now, Su Jiran was no longer as sharp as he was 2 years ago and had become more reserved. The environment could indeed change a person's thoughts and state. Also, your mother wrote this sentence very carelessly and anxiously. Even the container for the note was the essential oil bottle on the dresser. She did not have time to pour the essential oil, which means your mother was in a hurry. She was worried that the note would fall into the hands of the other party, so she wrote it very vaguely. But your mother did not write who killed her, which means she did not know who the other party was. When your mother was killed, I suspect that the news was leaked. Others knew that your mother had evidence, which led to her death. She might have told you or Shinao at the very beginning. If she told you, you have to think about it carefully. Also, your mother was tortured to death. The abuser dug out her eyes because he thought your mother saw something she should not have seen. This may have something to do with your mother knowing other people's secrets. She sealed her lips because the abuser felt that your mother was too talkative. She took off her clothes and stamped on her feminine parts. It must have been your mother's features that humiliated him. Shinao's wife. Su Jiran blurted out. Not necessarily, but we can't rule it out. The nails on her body are all the same except for the 3 female nails. Let's wait for the identification department to identify whether these nails belong to 1 or 2 batches. The abuser is either a pervert or someone who hates your mother to the core. You should look for your mother's housekeeper first. She might have found something. Baiya's eyes were so sore that she could barely open them. If he had known earlier, he would have taken a good nap the night before yesterday. She hadn't slept much for 2 days. You should rest for a while. I'll send you back to rest, Su Jiran said. Baiya leaned back in her chair. No need. My men will send me back. I'm not sending you to your house. I'm sending you to my house. I'm going to negotiate with Xing Dongqing later. Don't tell me you don't want your people to be locked up. Baiya stared at Su Jiran, frowned, and said worriedly, You said not to touch me and let me go after a month. I didn't want to let you go before. As a result, you're getting further and further away from me. If I touch you, you'll never forgive me for the rest of your life. Don't talk to me like this. Don't worry, I swear that if you don't agree, I won't force you. Let's go. You're too tired. Go back and rest. Baiya was weak and dizzy. She closed her eyes and fell asleep. He asked his men to come and drive. The soldiers stopped in front of his men. His men were about to fight with the soldiers. Su Jiran didn't stop them and let them fight. He had a lot of men. Baiya only brought 1 soldier. Soon, the soldier was subdued. Su Jiran opened the window and said to the soldier, Your wife left with me voluntarily. If you don't believe me, ask Ling Shui to call her. Su Jiran signaled his men to put down the soldier. He got out of the car, picked up Baiya, and put her in his nanny car. His men drove away. He lay next to Baiya and stared at Baiya's sleeping face. He liked beautiful women, but he had his own standards. The previous Baiya didn't meet his standards. He also thought that he couldn't like Baiya. But he liked her. He liked that she was educated and reasonable. He liked that she was understanding. He liked that she never pestered him. She was strong, independent, self-respecting, and self-loving. In this impetuous society, she was a rare breath of fresh air. She didn't curry favor with those in power, didn't play with people's feelings, treated people sincerely, was soft-hearted, and had a rare pure heart. What he fell in love with was her heart, character, and character. Now, she had changed. Even her appearance was the woman of his dreams. Unfortunately, the person she loved was not him. Was this what he called a self-inflicted disaster? He was tired of playing with her. Right now, he just wanted to settle down with her and live a simple, ordinary, and blissful life together. Baiya woke up. She opened her eyes and saw Su Jiran guarding by her window. It was already dark, and the bedside lamp was emitting an orange light. "What time is it?" Baya asked. "It's 7 in the evening. Are you hungry? I've asked someone to prepare your favorite food." "I'll ask them to heat it up," Su Jiran said softly, got up, and walked out of the door. Baya was a little sleepy. She sat up, picked up her bag on the bedside table, and took out her phone. The phone was silent, and there were many caller ID. She called Leng Shui first. "Madam, you're at Su Jiran's place now. What's going on? Why aren't you picking up the phone? If you don't pick up the phone, I'm going to go straight in." Leng Shui said anxiously. "I just woke up now. I'm sorry. It's like this. You don't have to worry about me. Su Jiran promised not to touch me. He'll let me go in a month. This way, our people can go through the normal process and be released," Baya explained. "What's going on? What normal process?" "Our people are locked up in prison now, and all the testimonies are against us," Leng Shui said anxiously. "Let me ask." Baya took the phone and got out of bed. She opened the door and bumped into Su Jiran, who was walking over. "Leng Shui said that our people are locked up in prison. What's going on?" Baya asked worriedly. "Don't worry. I've already told your people to pretend to be thieves. I'll tell them to let them out in a while," Su Jiran said and made the call. Baya picked up the phone. "You heard it. Our people will be released in a while. What about you? Are you sure you're okay? The chief will be anxious if he knows." Baya thought of Xing Buhua. She had promised Xing Buhua to help him tonight. It seemed like she couldn't. Chapter 5:14. Seeing that Su Jiran had finished his call, Baya walked over. "That's all. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. If anything happens, I'll call you again." Baya hung up the phone and suddenly thought of something. She asked Su Jiran, "You didn't install a surveillance camera in my phone when I was sleeping, did you?" "I did in the past. Do you think I would dare to do it again?" Su Jiran asked. Baya saw that he really looked like a prodigal son who had turned over a new leaf. "I believe you. Let's have dinner. You've slept for a long time." Su Jiran walked forward. Baya followed behind him and looked at Su Jiran's maid downstairs. "Su Jiran, did Ling go there afterward?" "Yes. She said that the safe was in the cabinet, but it's gone," Su Jiran said. "The things are still in the same place." "Where was the safe placed in the beginning?" Baya asked. Su Jiran paused. "I'll bring someone to search the room later. Also, where did Ling warn you that she had evidence? Was it here, with your mother, or somewhere else?" Baya asked. "It's here." "What's wrong?" Su Jiran frowned. "Hold on." Baya called Ling. The call was picked up after 3 rings. "Sister Wu Nian, let me tell you. I'm scared to death. Su Jiran's mother is dead. She died a horrible death. I heard that her body was full of nails. It's so scary," Ling said in fear. "Yes. Ling, who else did you tell besides me that Xiong Dani had evidence of her and Shen Ao being together?" Baya asked. "You and Su Jiran. I don't know anyone else." "Why? Were they killed because of this?" "That's scary. I quite like Auntie Xiong." "I don't know. The police are still investigating." "Have you had dinner?" Baya asked. "Yes, have you eaten? Can I go to your house to play with you now?" "I'm eating now. I'm outside. I'll contact you later," said Baya. "Alright, remember to contact me." I'm bored to death. Su Jiran is ignoring me again. Okay. Baya hung up the phone and looked at Su Jiran. What's wrong? Su Jiran looked at Baya suspiciously. Aling said that the evidence is that your mother and Shin Ao were together. I think it's most likely that Shin Ao killed your mother, Baya said. Okay, replied Su Jiran. I know you'll hand it over to Xing Dongqing after you find it. But Xing Dongqing should have known about it long ago. Doesn't Xing Dongqing have evidence that Shin Ao and your mother were together? Baya asked. Su Jiran felt that the way Baya asked the question was a little strange. I'm not sure about that. You know. Baya kicked Su Jiran. Su Jiran was puzzled and looked at Baya. I'll go with you later to see if we missed any details, Baya said. Su Jiran nodded. Baya picked up her chopsticks and swept the dishes on the table. Forget it. I'm not eating. Let's go now. What's wrong? I have no appetite. Baya walked out of the room. Su Jiran did not eat either. He followed her out and opened the door of the car. Aren't you going to check if there are any surveillance cameras or bombs in the car? Asked Baya as she stood outside the car door. Do you check every time you go out? Su Jiran was surprised. I'm already very careful. I avoided the explosion of the plane and the tampering in the car, but I didn't avoid people's hearts. I'm careful every day. In fact, it's good to be a little more ordinary. I keep recalling the days when I was a doctor. It was busy, fulfilling, and peaceful, Baya said in a low voice. Okay, I'll get someone to check. Su Jiran made a call. Baya looked into the room. The maid stuck her head out and looked in her direction. When she met Baya's gaze, she shrank her head back. Baya curled up the corner of her mouth. She was curious. It was not a good thing. After a while, Su Jiran's men came with a box. They opened the detector and the detector made a beeping warning sound. Su Jiran looked at Baya in surprise. Baya looked at him with drooping eyes. He made a call. Check the third eye for me. Who tampered with my car in the past few days? Su Jiran's men found the surveillance camera under the car and handed it to Su Jiran. Go to the room and check it, too, Baya said in a low voice. Su Jiran's men looked at Su Jiran. Go and check it carefully, Su Jiran ordered. His men walked towards the room. You expected it? Su Jiran asked Baya in surprise. Aling said that you were the only one I told about this. I'm very sure that there are no surveillance cameras in my house, and my men won't betray me. It was another group of people who killed your mother. It seems that they did it for evidence. As soon as Aling said that, something happened to your mother at night. If it wasn't from you, then it was from me. Since there's a mole here, monitoring is the most common thing a guilty person would do. You're a very cautious and vigilant person. You often go in and out of some special occasions, and there's anti-monitoring in special occasions. So, they won't tamper with your body or your phone. The places you spend the most time are the car and the room. The mole definitely won't let go of these two places, Baya analyzed. It could also be that my mother accidentally revealed it. Su Jiran guessed. Your mother hid it for so many years. She didn't even reveal it to you, her only relative. Who do you think she would reveal it to? Even if she wanted to threaten someone, given the current situation, there's no need for her to do so. So, it's impossible that she leaked it, Baya said with certainty. Su Jiran understood. His sharp gaze swept to the door. He strode in and asked his men, how's the check going? There are 12 places in the room where the surveillance is installed. Almost every room is involved, Su Jiran's men reported. Su Jiran gritted his teeth and looked at the maid in the room. The maid lowered her head in fear. Baiya looked at her and roughly guessed it. She recalled what she said today and whether there were any secrets. Ling Shuai called her. There were no other problems. Finally, she said, I'll explain to him in the future. Xiong Dani wrote a sentence before she died. The things are in the first place. If I'm not wrong, these things are evidence. We'll try our best to find them. He was lucky that she didn't mention Gu Lingqing. But, Su Jiran, get someone to go to your mother's place as soon as possible. I suspect that someone has already gone there, Baiya said worriedly. Su Jiran was about to make the call when a call came in. He picked it up. Baiya saw that his face was especially gloomy and his eyes were filled with murderous intent. Chapter 5:15. I found out who the traitor is, and I'll deal with it. Su Jiran said coldly. Her. Baiya glanced at the maid in the hall. Su Jiran nodded. Baiya didn't go upstairs, but walked to the maid. The maid's face was pale, and she put her hands in her pockets. If you want your family to live a life worse than death, you can kill yourself. Baiya said. The maid stared at Baiya in surprise, and then looked at Su Jiran. She thought for a moment, and then knelt on the ground. It was Minister Xing who asked me to do this. Otherwise, my children and grandchildren won't live. I can't do anything about it. Mr. Su, please spare my family. I'm asking you a question, and you should answer it properly. Baiya stood in front of Su Jiran and asked. The maid kowtowed and didn't lift her head. When was the surveillance in the room installed? Baiya asked. Today, Mr. Su is not at home today, and Minister Xing's people came to install it. The maid reported. Is this surveillance video directly connected to Xing Dongqing's room, or yours? It's here, and then I'll send it to Minister Xing. Have you sent it today? Baiya asked. Not yet. The maid looked up and answered. Ling said that Xiong Dani had evidence. Did you say that? Baiya continued to ask. The maid paused and nodded. I'm done. Baiya said and looked at Su Jiran. The fire in Su Jiran's eyes was jumping. When did you become Xing Dongqing's man? After Minister Xing was attacked last time, he came to me. The maid explained. How much did you tell him? Su Jiran narrowed his eyes. Not much. This is the first time I reported. I didn't expect your mother to be gone. I'm sorry, Mr. Su, I won't dare to do it again. Su Jiran nodded and glanced outside. You can go now. The maid knelt on the ground and begged, Mr. Su, please save me. If I am driven out of your place, I will die. Minister Xing will not let me go. I'm already being polite by not doing it myself. The things are in the original place. I haven't reported this yet, the maid negotiated. A sharp glint flashed across Su Jiran's eyes. Then it seems that I can't let you leave alive. The maid was shocked and fell to the ground. She saw Baiya from the corner of her eyes and hugged Baiya's leg, pleading, Female Bodhisattva, save me, save me. Baiya squatted down in front of her. How do you want me to save you? You plead with Mr. Su, he brought you here, he will definitely listen to you. The maid said with tears in her eyes. Baiya curled his lips. Then how do you think Su Jiran will save you? The maid was stunned. She looked at Su Jiran and said to Baiya, I believe that as long as Mr. Su agrees, he will definitely be able to save me. How about we let you continue to stay here, and you will report according to our requirements. What do you think? How can you explain to Xing Dongqing and ensure the safety of you and your family? Baiya asked. Okay, I'll be loyal to you. I won't be disloyal. The maid kowtowed to Baiya. Baiya looked at Su Jiran. He gritted his teeth and narrowed his eyes. The sharpness did not diminish, but he was murderous and angry. Baya blocked his line of sight. I know you are very angry now, thinking that she killed your mother, but in fact, she was just a guide. Moreover, she did it to save the lives of her family. Strictly speaking, her character is not bad. Everyone will make mistakes when facing the person they love the most. Su Jiran gradually calmed down and looked at Baya. Let's go out to eat first. You should be hungry. If you want to keep her, you can't remove the surveillance. Baya reminded. Su Jiran looked at his subordinates and ordered, don't remove the surveillance first. I need to think about it. Lock her up in the dungeon first. I will deal with her when I come back later. Yes. Su Jiran did not look at the maid again. He was afraid that if he looked at her one more time, he would throw her out to feed the dogs. Baya followed behind Su Jiran and got into the car. He did not call his subordinates and drove himself. Xing Dongqing is very smart. Baya said. He is more scheming than his father. He is more meticulous and cruel. He never trusts anyone. I once sent a woman to his side without revealing anything. No matter how much he liked her, she only stayed by his side for half a year before he abandoned her. Su Jiran said in a low voice. He is very suspicious. He is meticulous and cautious. He will even use someone else to do his dirty work. I think it was Shin Ao or his wife who did it. Baya guessed. Why? Su Jiran did not understand. Does your mother have any other men besides Shin Ao? No, I am sure about that. My mother, she only has one man, Shin Ao. So, Shin Ao's wife did not dare to touch your mother when she did not do anything wrong. But when your mother did something that Shin Ao thought was unforgivable, Shin Ao's wife would not go easy on her. I have analyzed it before. Xing Dongqing would not humiliate the corpse, especially in the female parts. Only Shin Ao's wife would have such a motive. Su Jiran held the steering wheel tightly. I will definitely tear that woman into pieces. Xing Dongqing is very smart. If he does it himself and you find out, you will definitely not let him go. So, he asked Shin Ao to do it. Anyway, his relationship with Shin Yen is not good. He can't get rid of the Shin family himself. So, he will use you to do it. Baya narrowed her eyes and said. Su Jiran sneered. This old fox has played a good hand. Who gave you your previous position? Baya asked. Shin Ao. Then you have to be careful. If they kill your mother, they will not let you be in power. They might even charge you with a groundless crime. Su Jiran frowned and sped up. But when he thought of Baya's pregnancy, he slowed down and said to Baya, it doesn't matter even if they remove me from my position. I have made a lot of connections in the past few years, and many of them are unknown to Xing Dongqing and Shin Ao. Baya believed that. Su Jiran's strategy was not inferior to Shin Yan's, nor would it be inferior to Xing Dongqing's. I have a suggestion. What is it? Su Jiran looked at Baya. In fact, there won't be any results even if you continue to investigate this case. They must have planned to kill your mother. Just like Xing Dongqing did so many bad things, but he didn't leave any evidence. If you continue to investigate, it will only put you in danger. So, endure it. Look for the so-called evidence until you have the ability to fight back. Defeat the enemy with one move. Instead of killing your maid, let Xing Dongqing betray you. Otherwise, make good use of this maid and reveal the information we want to reveal, Baya said. Just then, her phone rang. She looked at the unfamiliar caller ID and answered it suspiciously. Chapter 5:16 I'll tell you about it later, Baiya said softly. Where are you now? Xing Buhua's decibel rose a few decibels. He was filled with anger, and his emotions were conveyed to her ears through the phone. Well, go eat. I'm so angry that I can't even eat. How dare you go eat? Xing Buhua was even angrier. She didn't have his number, so she couldn't tell him in advance. The matter was too urgent, and there was no room for her to breathe. However, in the end, she was still in the wrong, so she didn't say anything. Send me the location of your phone. Xing Buhua ordered. After that, he felt that it wasn't enough, so he added, if you don't send it, I'll definitely kill you. After that, he hung up the phone. Baiya paused. If it was the previous Gu Lingqing, he would definitely ask in a deep voice, where is it? Don't go, Baiya, if you want to go, you can try. After that, he wouldn't say anything else. He would never say something like, I'm so angry that I can't even eat. How dare you go eat? He was very calm, a man of few words, simple and direct. The current him was really good at disguising himself. Baiya was in a daze for a while. Who's on the phone? Su Jiran asked. A friend. Su Jiran raised the corner of his mouth. Your only friend is Lu Shuang. This sentence made her faintly uncomfortable. She looked at Su Jiran. That depends on your definition of a friend. Sometimes, you can call someone a friend after just meeting them once. Su Jiran didn't argue with her. He seemed to deliberately let her go, and stopped the car in front of the Wonka restaurant. Baiya saw that he was being easy to talk to, and felt that she was being sarcastic. Everyone was changing, or in other words, they were growing up. Sorry, Baiya said, opened the car door, got out, and walked towards the restaurant. Su Jiran followed behind her. For a while, he was at a loss. Did he fall in love with Baiya, or did he miss her because he couldn't have her? He thought that in the 2 years after Baiya died, he still had many girlfriends. He was looking for Baiya's shadow in every one of his girlfriends, but in the end, none of them were Baiya. It was rare for a girl to realize that she was in the wrong after losing her temper and immediately apologize. But Baiya could. She was always scrutinizing herself, not letting others burden her, doing what she could, only giving, not asking for anything in return. The more he thought about it, the more reluctant he felt. He was stupid to the point of exploding. He had lost the most important thing in his life, and the rest of his life was colorless. Now that Gu Lingqing was dead, would he still have a chance if he worked hard? Baiya sat down, took the menu from the waiter, and ordered 3 dishes and 1 soup. Eggs with tomatoes, pan-fried beef ribs, crab roe tofu, and clam rib soup. Su Jiran listened to Baiya's list of dishes, and his eyes were a little moist. He pulled out the chair and sat down, so much so that his hand holding the glass of water was trembling. His 2 favorite dishes were pan-fried beef ribs and clam. His mother didn't remember his 2 favorite dishes, but Baiya did. He spent all his effort to please those vases, but he neglected that there was once a person who really loved him. He remembered that once he caught a cold, it was also Baiya who had been taking care of him. Even when he attacked her with vicious words, she didn't leave. He regretted it so much. He wanted to go back to 8 years ago, and he must cherish her. Unfortunately, when he was young, he was too immature, arrogant, and impetuous. After suffering enough, it was too late for regrets. Do you want some red wine? Baiya asked softly. Su Jiran looked at her watery eyes, and his Adam's apple moved. He swallowed the bitterness and said softly, No, you forgot that I drove here. I'm going to wash my hands. Baiya stood up, holding the phone. She had to explain to Xing Buhua so that he wouldn't be anxious. She still knew a little about Gu Lingqing's temper and character. She walked into the washroom, and after making sure there was no one around, she called. The call was answered with a beep. Where's the location? Is your hand broken, or is your brain damaged? Who allowed you to go to Su Jiran's place? Are you trying to piss me off because I'm not dead? If you want to piss me off, I'll take you with me. Xing Buhua said angrily. That, I don't want to listen to that. Xing Buhua interrupted her words. Baiya saw someone coming, but she didn't say anything. Xing Buhua didn't hang up the phone. After waiting for a while, seeing that Baiya didn't say anything, he urged, "What's that?" Baiya slightly raised the corner of her mouth, walked up the stairs to the private room on the second floor, closed the door, and said in a low voice, "Something happened here. I sent someone to Xiong Dani's house to get something. Xiong Dani is dead, and my man was caught by Su Jiran. So, he asked you to go to his place and let your man go." Xing Buhua continued. "Su Jiran promised not to touch me, and let me leave in a month." Baiya continued to explain. "Not touch you, let you leave. You look smart, but you're stupid. What's in it for him? Letting your man go is equivalent to going against Xing Dongqing." Baiya didn't like it. "I think he's helping me." "If he's helping you, he won't threaten you like this. That's because he has to answer to Xing Dongqing." "Baiya, you're speaking for him now." Xing Buhua's voice became gloomy. Baiya knew that he cared about Su Jiran. What happened in the past was like a poisonous snake to both of them. At that time, Su Jiran also threatened her to stay by his side in exchange for Gu Lingqing's freedom. She could understand Gu Lingqing's anger now. "Calm down and listen to my explanation." "I can't calm down now. I want to see you. Send me your location immediately," Xing Buhua ordered. "Listen to me. I'm not speaking for Su Jiran, but for myself. I'm telling you, the situation was very dangerous at that time. I can't just watch my men slander me and do nothing. They trust me and help me. I won't be in danger if I stay by Su Jiran's side. I swear." But Xing Dongqing seems to be suspicious of Su Jiran. "I'm worried that someone will follow Su Jiran. If you come over, you'll be easily discovered, and things won't end well. You'll also be easily exposed. Just wait a little longer. As for the rest, I'll tell you when we meet," Baiya said seriously. "I'll say it one last time. Send me your location," Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baiya was speechless. She felt helpless. Forget it, she believed in Gu Lingqing's ability. "Which WeChat are you using now?" Baiya asked. Chapter 5:17. Baiya sighed helplessly. She added him on WeChat and sent the location to him. "I'll deal with you when I get there," Xing Buhua said directly. Baiya didn't reply when she saw his WeChat message. They were in a critical situation now. What if someone found out that he was Gu Lingqing? But she was to blame. She knew that Gu Lingqing cared about Su Jiran. But fate had dragged her and Su Jiran together. Baiya was no longer as innocent as she used to be. She admitted that she had ordered the dishes on purpose. Because she knew that with Su Jiran's help, her and Gu Lingqing's future would be smoother. Baiya had changed. Sometimes, she felt scared. But if she didn't change in life, she would be swallowed in life. She exhaled again, opened the door of the private room, went downstairs, washed her hands, and sat down at the dining table. There was an egg with tomatoes on it. "I'm sorry," Baiya apologized. "You don't have to be so polite with me," Su Jiran said with a smile. She looked at his good-looking face, and the image of Gu Lingqing's angry face flashed through her mind. She might as well confess. She was still afraid that he would be angry. Soo-jiran, I ordered your favorite dishes because I want to thank you for your help. Secondly, I want to make friends with you with sincerity. Let's deal with Xing Dongqing and Shin Ao together. I promised you. Don't worry. I owe you this. I'm sorry for what I did to you in the past. Soo-jiran apologized sincerely. Emotions are very strange things. People who used to be good friends will become enemies over time. People who used to be enemies will become good friends because of common interests. Relationships are always changing. They just lack a breakthrough. Maybe we are friends now, and we will be enemies in the future. Baiye didn't trust him. Soo-jiran suddenly held her hand. Baiye was shocked and pulled his hand out. He did not force her. He smiled and said, I said that I will protect you in the future. I mean it. In my heart, there is only Gu Lingqing, forever and ever. There will never be anyone else, Baiye said with certainty. I know. You have a one-track mind. I didn't cherish you. Soo-jiran smiled. She didn't know what else to say, so she lowered her head and ate. Half an hour later, a girl walked over and stood in front of Soo-jiran. She called out pitifully, Jiran. Baiye looked at the long-haired girl. It was probably another girl who had been harmed by Soo-jiran. She lowered her head and continued eating as if it had nothing to do with her. Soo-jiran narrowed his eyes. Who are you? I'm pregnant, the girl said timidly. Soo-jiran sneered and leaned back in his chair. He was a little lazy. That's impossible. I had a vasectomy a long time ago. How could I make you pregnant? Go find the man who made you pregnant. That's impossible. You're the only man I have. How could he not be yours? The girl said in disbelief. How many months are you pregnant? Soo-jiran asked directly. 3 months, the girl said. Soo-jiran sneered again. I've only touched one woman in the past 3 months. That woman isn't you. Have you forgotten? That day when you were drunk at From Water, I sent you home and we had sex in your house. You're living in Chingsong Court now, right? The girl said with tears in her eyes. Soo-jiran paused. Even if that's the case, I had a vasectomy. I can't make you pregnant. Jiran, I was chased out by my family. If you don't want me, then I don't want to live anymore, the girl said in tears. I'm sorry, I'm not a philanthropist. If I don't want to live, then do as you please, Soo-jiran said coldly. What? The girl was shocked. You're so heartless to me. She looked at Baiye, her eyes filled with hatred. She's not someone you can provoke, Soo-jiran said sternly. He looked at her sharply, his eyes filled with murderous intent. Why? Sob, why? You're my first man. Why do you have to treat me like this? Why? The girl said anxiously. Baiye was annoyed. He frowned and looked at the girl. Let me tell you why. How many times have you met him? Just because he was drunk, you sent him home. When you saw that his family was rich, you willingly slept with him. Now you're blaming him for abandoning you. Isn't this all your fault? If you want others to love you, you must first love yourself. If you don't love yourself, how can you expect others to love you? You. The girl was speechless by Baiye. Also, he said that it's a vasectomy. You're 3 months pregnant. We can check if it's his child through DNA. If it's his child, he should give you a sum of money to abort the child. If it's not his child, I can tell you that you won't even know how you died. Do you need to go to the hospital now? I happen to know someone, Baiye said coldly. The girl paused. She thought for a moment, turned around and left. Baya continued to eat with her head lowered. Su Jiran smiled. He remembered that when she caught him in the act of adultery in the past, she could often make his female companions vomit blood in anger. She could also make him vomit blood in anger. At this moment, it seemed like they were still together. He still wanted to be together. Baya's phone rang. She saw that it was Xing Buhua calling. She panicked and stood up to answer the call. You've arrived, Baya said in a friendly tone. Come here. I promise I won't kill you. Ha! Baya didn't understand. The girl I sent to help was angered by you and she ran away. I say, are you helping Su Jiran or me? Baya, did you send that girl? I didn't know, Baya said awkwardly. Listen, walk forward. Keep walking. When I tell you to turn, you turn, Xing Buhua ordered. Baya hesitated for a moment and walked forward. She listened to him and walked to a junction. Walk left for 2 junctions and you'll see a market. Come to the 2nd floor, Xing Buhua said and hung up. Baya listened to him and walked upstairs. There were 4 expressionless men standing at the door. When they saw her, they pushed the door open. Xing Buhua's face was livid. He played with the phone in his hand and tapped the table from time to time. He adjusted the angle and looked at her coldly. His subordinates closed the door. Are you still angry? Baya walked towards him. He threw the phone on the table. What did you promise me? Not only did you fail, you even cheated on me. Am I still human if I'm not angry? For some reason, Baya was amused. According to his personality in the past, he would definitely put on a cold face and sulk alone, unwilling to talk to her. He was not human if he was not angry. This sentence was so funny. You're still laughing. Xing Buhua's voice rose a few decibels. Baya walked in front of him and squatted down. Chapter 5:18. Baya put her hands on his knees and promised, even if I die, I will not make you a cuckold. Xing Buhua was stunned and all his anger disappeared. He looked at her bright eyes and white teeth. His heart was beating so fast that there was a strange blush on his face. Have I told you that you are good at coaxing men? Baya covered her mouth and smiled. Coaxing people was the last thing she was good at, but she was willing to coax Gu Lingqing. She was afraid that he would be angry, unhappy and worried. She stood up and looked around. There was a kitchen inside. How did you find this house? Didn't you say that you didn't have dinner? I'll make dinner for you now. Xing Buhua held her hand. Baya looked at him. He pulled her to his side, put his arms around her waist and held her on his lap. I don't want dinner now. I want to eat you. Xing Buhua said hoarsely. Baya blushed and felt hot. She looked at the door in embarrassment. The soundproofing here is good. They can't hear what we say. Don't worry. Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Well, I suspect that Xiong Dani was killed by Shen Ao's wife. So, Shen Ao probably won't let Su Jiran have a position in the military. I'll think of a way to sow discord between Xing Dongqing and Shen Ao. Although they are bound by interests and won't break up, we can divert their attention to each other. You'll be safer if you shift your focus, Baya said. Xing Buhua's eyes flashed with a strange light. Xiaoya, Baya's phone rang. She saw that it was Su Jiran. She stood up from Xing Buhua and walked to the side to answer the call. Xiaoya, where are you? Baya glanced at Xing Buhua. Su Jiran also had the third eye. She couldn't fool him. I'm at the market. Why did you go to the market? There's something I need to deal with. I'll come over now. Don't. Su Jiran hung up the phone without waiting for her reply. Bai Ye looked at Xing Buhua, whose face was gloomy. Well, he said he's coming over now. Su Jiran also has the third eye. I won't panic. You can come and go without being discovered, right? Xing Buhua fixed his eyes on Bai Ye. Bai Ye felt uncomfortable under his gaze. She felt inexplicably guilty and lowered her head. I've blocked all the surveillance cameras around the market. I have a secret passage to leave this place. There won't be a problem. You can leave now. Bai Ye felt guilty. I'm sorry. Xing Buhua turned his face away, obviously not accepting it. Seeing that he was unhappy, Bai Ye also felt uncomfortable. She turned around and walked out of the room. As soon as she walked out of the market, Su Jiran ran towards her and asked worriedly, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine, Su Jiran. I thought of something. We removed the surveillance cameras in the car. You asked someone to check on the third eye. Are those people reliable?" Bai Ye changed the topic and asked. "They are. The third eye is mine." The surveillance cameras in the car are connected to the computer in the maid's room. I've asked someone to deal with it. It'll be fine. But there are no surveillance cameras in your car. According to Xing Dongqing's character, he will definitely be suspicious. Su Jiran's eyes softened a little, and the corners of his mouth turned up. Are you worried about me? I originally thought that if we cooperated and acted, Xing Dongqing wouldn't suspect you. But on second thought, Xing Dongqing is a cautious person. Since we've already removed the surveillance in our car, he will definitely suspect us and guess that we're acting. I understand what you mean. I have an idea. Do you want to hear it? Bai Ye asked. Okay. You go to Xing Dongqing now and ask him if he has anything to do with what happened to your mother. According to Xing Dongqing's character, he will definitely say Shenao. Ask him if he has any evidence. Wait, and then try to record it, Bai Ye suggested. Xing Dongqing is very cautious. There are anti-surveillance cameras in his house. It won't be easy to record it. That's simple. When a person is guilty and agitated, they will be less cautious. First, lure Xing Dongqing out of the room. It's best if it's something that will make him angry. For example, his woman has made him a cuckold. Then, you rush up and give him a punch before questioning him directly. He will tell us what we want to hear. But remember, you have to walk away angrily. But remember, you have to leave angrily immediately, because when Xing Dongqing comes back to his senses, he may search you. At that time, if he finds out that there is a surveillance camera on you, you will be dead, Bai Ye said. Su Jiran nodded and looked at her seductively. He wished that time would stop at this moment. He did not need to have sex with her. He just needed her to stay by his side. What's wrong? Bai Ye felt that his gaze was strange and asked in confusion. I think you look good, Su Jiran said with a smile. Oh, how good. Bai Ye heard Xing Buhua's rustling voice and looked to the right in surprise. She did not know when he left the market, but why did he come back? Xing Buhua walked in front of Bai Ye and stood between her and Su Jiran. He lowered his eyes and said with disdain, Your eyes are too big, your nose is too straight, it's obviously fake, your mouth is too small, it's hard to hold a banana in your mouth, your skin is too white, it's obviously unhealthy, and your face is so beautiful that it can bring disaster to the country and people. It's too good looking. Wasn't it good looking to bring disaster to the country and people? Bai Ye did not even have the time to reply to him. He turned around and squinted at Su Jiran. I know her. I heard that I look like her husband. Who are you? Su Jiran widened his eyes and looked at Xing Buhua. He had heard that a person who looked almost identical to Gu Lingqing had appeared recently. He had also checked with his third eye. They really looked alike. Looking at them up close, they looked even more alike. If he did not know that Song Shiyu only had one child, Gu Lingqing, he would really think that they were twins. You look like her husband, but you are not her husband. Bai Ye is not a person who looks at faces, Su Jiran said defensively. He could feel the hostility from Xing Buhua. I wasn't interested in her at first, but now, I'm suddenly interested. Xing Buhua looked at Bai Ye. Beautiful. Beauty, let's talk. What? Bai Ye was confused by Xing Buhua. Xing Buhua curled up the corner of his mouth and waved his hand. Two bodyguards came over and restrained Bai Ye. Xing Buhua, don't you dare. Su Jiran said sternly. Xing Buhua picked up the gun and pointed it at Su Jiran's head. Do you think I dare? Shoot me if you dare. Su Jiran rushed towards the bodyguards. Xing Buhua turned around unhurriedly. Bai Ye saw many people rushing out and blocking in front of Su Jiran. All of them were skilled. Even if Su Jiran had 3 heads and 6 arms, he would not be a match for more than 10 people. Xing Buhua got into the car leisurely. What are you doing? Bai Ye was confused. Chapter 5:19. What? Bai Ye's mind went blank for a moment. This is an act for Su Jiran. He lifted her chin. This isn't for others to see. He lowered his head and kissed her lips. Because they were so close, she could smell the tobacco on his body. He smoked just now. She pushed him away a little. He followed her and stared at her lips. Her lips were too easy to kiss. They were soft, and he liked the scent on her body. She pushed him away a little more. He followed her again. Bai Ye was about to fall. She pressed her hands against his chest. Xing Buhua, you're too rash. Xing Buhua listened to her voice and continued to press on. If I don't act rashly when I see my woman, who else would I act rashly? Bai Ye, the car drove forward and she fell on the seat. His breath approached and just as his lips touched hers, his tongue darted in and mixed with her breath, sweeping across every inch of her mouth. She was quite embarrassed. They had just eaten and she pushed him away. She couldn't push him away and he kissed her even more forcefully. She could hear the sound of her swallowing and her face was flushed. She had no choice but to accept his kiss. But she couldn't focus. What would Su Jiran think if he took her away so abruptly? What would he do if he was suspected? How should she cover for him? Suddenly, he knocked her on the head. He had hit her a little too hard. Bai Ye stared at him with her eyes wide open. Don't let your imagination run wild. Feel me properly, he said domineeringly. Bai Ye rubbed her head and sat up. Don't knock my head next time. I don't like it. It hurts. Will you remember it if it doesn't hurt? Do you think it's right to be intimate with another man? It looks like you two are getting along very well. Do you think it's suitable? Xing Buhua asked her many questions in a row. I'm talking to him about serious matters. Don't talk business with me. Remember, you are my woman. If I let you stay with another man, then I am not a man. Xing Buhua interrupted her. I'm worried that once you're exposed, they'll try to assassinate you again. Xing Dongqing would rather kill 100 innocent people than let one of them go. We have to uproot him in Shan'ao so that we can live in peace in the future. Bai Ye explained. I'll take care of these things. Xing Dongqing, Shan'ao, I won't let any of them off. You just need to stay at home and take care of the fetus. Xing Buhua placed his hand on her abdomen. Bai Ye felt the warmth of his palm. She patted the back of his hand and said softly, we've argued about this many times. If I watch you take risks alone and do nothing, I'll only be more anxious and uneasy. Let's fight together and move forward together. Xing Buhua looked at her deeply. A strange look flashed across his eyes. He also realized that strange look and frowned. Now that your men have been released, you don't have to stay with Su Jiran anymore. This was originally a cover to deceive Xing Dongqing. It was done for Xing Dongqing. If you take me away like this, Su Jiran will definitely come looking for you. If you're not Gu Lingqing, you'll definitely let me go, right? If you don't let me go, Xing Dongqing will be suspicious. Lingqing, I can't live without you. Don't take risks again. Bai Ye said worriedly. His displeasure deepened. Have you forgotten what you should call me again? Bai Ye was helpless. No, Hua. We have to be careful with every step we take now. Xing Buhua's face turned cold. He said solemnly, even if I die, I won't let my woman go to another man's side. I don't need her. I didn't go to anyone else's side, and I won't go to anyone else's side. Bai Ye said. Seeing the roadblock in front of them, she had a bad feeling and called Ling Shuai. Ling Shuai, something happened here. Xing Buhua took me away. Su Jiran found a bunch of people to stop us. I'm worried that there will be casualties and unnecessary trouble. Hurry up and track my phone signal and bring people over, Bai Ye said anxiously. Xing Buhua looked at Ling Shuai and narrowed his eyes. He looked a little gloomy. The car was stopped. The traffic officer ran over. Xing Buhua rolled down the window and said coldly, Who gave you the guts to stop my car? The traffic officer reported nervously, I'm sorry, we're just following orders. As soon as he finished speaking, Bai Ye felt the car door on her side open. Su Jiran grabbed her arm and pulled her out. Xing Buhua's eyes shone with a murderous light. He got out of the car and slammed the door shut. He looked at Su Jiran sharply. Who are you to stop my car? My friend was kidnapped by you. Who are you? The police will be here soon. Why don't we go to the police station together and argue? Su Jiran said coldly. His men spontaneously walked up behind him. Kidnapped? Are you mistaken? She left with me willingly. Xing Buhua looked at Bai Ye. Bai Ye furrowed her eyebrows. She was a little annoyed. She didn't know why, but she felt that Gu Lingqing was too different from before. Even the smile on his face now had a kind of unfathomable gloom. His eyes were not so pure and clear. If he used this method to remove the suspicion that he was Gu Lingqing, he did it. Even she didn't think that he was Gu Lingqing. There was also an inexplicable sense of panic and fear. If he really wasn't Gu Lingqing, this thought made her even more flustered. It shouldn't be. He looked exactly like Gu Lingqing. There were no signs of plastic surgery. She turned around and faced Su Jiran. Let's go. Bai Ye, stop. Xing Buhua ordered. Bai Ye didn't stop. She walked forward and got into Su Jiran's car. Su Jiran drove away. Her phone rang immediately. She saw that it was Xing Buhua's call. She picked it up. What do you mean now? Xing Buhua asked angrily. What do you mean by it's you? You do look exactly the same as Gu Lingqing, and it makes my heart beat, but, you are not Gu Lingqing, my husband is already dead, I know what I am doing, I do not know what purpose you have for flirting with me, I am not interested, in the future, if there is. In the future, if there's no need to contact me privately. Bai Ye hung up. Su Jiran looked at Bai Ye. He makes you feel conflicted. Confused, and at the same time. Bai Ye's eyes flickered. He didn't continue. I'm jealous of that guy's face, he said with jealousy. Baiya thought of Gu Lingqing's angry face. Her heart felt like it was pressed by a stone. Su Jiran, if I go back on my word and leave now, will Dongqing suspect you? Chapter 520. Baiya shook her head, a trace of confusion flashing through her eyes. The current Gu Lingqing, for some reason, gave her a very unfamiliar feeling. That feeling wasn't what the previous Gu Lingqing gave her. She still liked his calmness and introverted nature, it made her feel at ease. The current Gu Lingqing made her feel very impatient and unreasonable. She knew that he had his own motives, she shouldn't think like that. She shouldn't think like that. Su Jiran looked at Baiya, stopped the car by the roadside and looked at her. Baiya, can you promise me that you won't fall in love with Xing Buhua? I only love Gu Lingqing. Whether he's alive or dead, he's the only man I love. As long as he's alive, I'll love him. Even if he's dead, I'll still love him, Baiya said with certainty. At the same time, it also destroyed Su Jiran's hope. She knew that in order to rope in Su Jiran, she should give him hope, so that she could make use of him. But she couldn't do it. She didn't like to flirt with others, she didn't like to play with other people's feelings, and she didn't like to give people hope and then be completely disappointed. She had personally experienced the feeling of being played and disappointed. Su Jiran laughed bitterly. He knew why he had to have Baiya. He was used to playing with women. A woman's thoughts couldn't escape his eyes. He also knew why they wanted to suck up to him and please him. There were many women who had a few spare tires. Their love was never pure. Only she. As long as she fell in love, her love would be simple. In order to love someone, she would give up everything. How the hell did he lose her? Where are you going? I'll send you there, Su Jiran said in a low voice. Is everything all right on your side? Baiya asked worriedly. Su Jiran's eyes reddened. He looked at Baiya deeply. If I die for you one day, you'll remember me, right? Baiya pursed her lips and said nothing. Su Jiran grinned, and his eyes became misty. Since you won't remember me, why do you care about my life? Baiya turned her face away and looked out of the window. Tears streamed down her face as she wiped them away. Su Jiran kept looking at her. He knew very well how soft her heart was. He knew very well how hard her heart was. I'll definitely help you push it to Dongqing. Where are you going? Su Jiran asked. Baiya wiped her tears again, took a deep breath, and calmed down. I've called Leng Shuai over. If you let me go, Dongqing won't let you go. If Leng Shuai takes me away by force, you'll be expressing your hatred towards Leng Shuai. Dongqing will think that you're still useful. Maybe he will go against Shen Ao because of you. As for what your mother said, I think she was talking to you at the very beginning. Think carefully about where it will be. Anne. Baiya paused for a moment and said, death is actually very easy. Just sleep and never wake up again. For the dead, there's no pain, no worries, no emotions, and nothing else. Only those who truly love them will be sad and feel that every day is a torture. That's why I didn't commit suicide after you saved me 5 years ago. I don't want the people who love me to be sad and sad. Xiaoya. Su Jiran called softly. Using your sincerity to exchange for someone else's sincerity. Maybe your sincerity will be hurt, but one day, you'll meet someone who treats you sincerely. Even if you don't meet him, at least you'll have a clear conscience, right? Baiya also said softly. Su Jiran smiled faintly. You're younger than me, but you're actually more mature and rational than me. You also know how to love. It's never too late to change. I'm afraid that you won't change even if you die. Su Jiran looked at her with a gloomy expression. Su Jiran, you once betrayed me and hurt me. I don't want to hate you, but I won't be happy with a heart full of hatred. I almost killed you, Su Jiran said guiltily. It doesn't matter, because you saved me 5 years ago. Perhaps, this is the fate between us. We go around in circles, we entangle each other, we torture each other, we entangle each other. But, Su Jiran, don't love me. Perhaps what I'm saying will make you despair, but only despair will allow you to walk another path and change the scenery. I really will not fall in love with anyone other than Gu Lingqing. For 10 years, 20 years, for the rest of my life, I will only love him. You can meet someone who loves you, the woman who is willing to give birth to your child because she loves you. You'll be happy, Baiya said sincerely. She actually wanted to let go of everything and live with Gu Lingqing in paradise. She didn't want to think about hatred and live a free life. But, if Gu Lingqing wanted to take revenge, then she could only accompany him. She didn't want to hurt anyone, but for the person she loved, she could hurt anyone. This kind of Baiya must be very contradictory. The 5 cars behind them caught up, and there were many cars in front of them. All of a sudden, the road was blocked. In the sky, the sound of the engine of the plane was getting closer. The car in the back was Xing Buhua's, the car in the middle was Su Jiran's, and the car in front was cold. Su Jiran knew that she was leaving. I'll contact you again. She said what she needed to say and nodded. Her phone rang. She saw that it was Su Changha's call. Her heart skipped a beat, and she answered it apologetically. Junior sister, tell me, how many times have you stood me up? It's fine if you stood me up, but where's your phone? You didn't even call me. Is this how sincere you are? Su Changha said helplessly. I'm sorry, senior brother. Something happened here. I'm really sorry. Where are you now? Send me your location, and I'll go over immediately. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, Baiya said. Too many things had happened recently, and it was too sudden. She had forgotten about meeting Su Changha. I'll give you one last chance. If you don't come, I'll go back to America, Su Changha said, pretending to be angry. Yes, I'll remember. Send me your location. Su Changha hung up. Su Jiran was worried. That senior brother of yours, is he in a good mental state? No, isn't Zhou Hailan locked up in St. Treasure Orchid Mental Hospital? I'll let my senior brother in so that he can contact Zhou Hailan and see if he can break through Zhou Hailan's side. Actually, she listens to you. You just need to say the word, and she'll do as you say, Baiya expressed. Chapter 521. Baiya thought of her mother. She had been locked up in a mental hospital for most of her life. Her mother really did have mental problems. Even being locked up in a confined space like that was very difficult for her. Moreover, Zhou Hailan wasn't mentally ill. Perhaps, this was heaven's retribution for her. Just as Baiya was in a daze, Xing Buhua's men got out of the car. Leng Chao also got out of the car. The 3 forces balanced each other and blocked the road. Baiya looked outside. Su Jiran, I'm leaving. Keep in touch, Su Jiran said in a low voice. Baiya nodded and pushed the door open. She walked out and looked at Xing Buhua. He looked at her. There was no hidden displeasure in his eyes. There was a hint of coldness in his drooping eyes. The coldness was cold and gloomy. Baiya didn't feel comfortable. Madam. Leng Chao shouted. He stood beside Baiya and looked at Xing Buhua, not knowing what to do. Mr. Xing, the joke ends here. Don't make things difficult for me. I think you don't have the right to stop me and take me away, Baiya said coldly. What? Xing Buhua frowned. Bai Ye looked at Ling Chao. You sent the plane in the air, right? Yes. Let's go. Let the rope ladder down, Bai Ye said. Are you okay? You're pregnant after all. Ling Chao was worried. I'm fine. I have a friend at the International Hotel in City A. You can just put me on the roof of the hotel. I'll be fine. I'm not that weak, Bai Ye said rationally. Okay. Ling Chao made the call and the rope ladder was lowered from the plane. Xing Buhua narrowed his eyes, hiding the sharpness in them. Bai Ye met his eyes. Her heart felt like it had fallen into a bottomless abyss. There was a thought that wanted to burst out of her brain, but her emotions resisted it. She didn't want what she was thinking now to be true. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, where was Gu Lingqing? It only took 5 minutes for the plane to arrive at the International Hotel in City A. When she got off the plane, the hotel manager opened the door to the rooftop. She walked to Su Changhe's room with a heavy heart and knocked on the door. Su Changhe opened the door and was slightly stunned to see the woman at the door. Who are you looking for? Senior brother, it's me, Bai Ye said. After the plastic surgery, they had indeed not seen each other. Su Changhe was suddenly enlightened. He looked Bai Ye up and down. If you had been like this earlier, I would have definitely fallen in love with you. Bai Ye chuckled. Are you saying that I wasn't good-looking before? You were good-looking before, but now, you're stunning. You can make people fall in love with you at first sight. In terms of appearance, there aren't many people who are better looking than you, right? Su Changhe said with admiration. It's because of plastic surgery. When you're young, your cells have a strong recovery ability. Whether it's your muscles, skin, or the degree of tightness, they're all at their best. Once you're over 40, all the sequelae will appear. For example, your chin will have a dull pain after shaving, your teeth and gums will shrink after plastic surgery, your eyelids will droop, your nose will often have difficulty breathing, and you'll have nosebleeds frequently. In serious cases, you'll lose your sense of smell, and so on. Bai Ye said calmly. Then why did you get plastic surgery? At that time, I said that I wanted to change my face and let the doctor take a look. I didn't care how I looked like. Moreover, I was very fat at that time. After the plastic surgery, they couldn't see my facial features, Bai Ye explained. Su Changhe smiled and said sneakily, can you give me the doctor's number? Maybe I'll also become a peerless handsome man. Pfft, Bai Ye was tickled. She was originally in a bad mood, but after meeting him, she became a little more cheerful. That person is Shen Yi's man. He doesn't do plastic surgery easily. He doesn't seem to be a professional anyway. He's just a genius. It seems that my ugliness will follow me for the rest of my life, Su Changhe said with a sigh. Bai Ye was tickled again. She looked at his room and said, aren't you going to invite me in? You're so beautiful. If I'm the only one admiring you in the room, it'll be a waste. Bai Ye laughed so hard that her stomach hurt. She still remembered that when she was studying in the United States, he looked for her and said, Bai Ye, I feel that my sh*t is lost. I've been taking a dump for a few days. What should I do? She was drinking milk at that time, and she spat it all out. However, she liked his character very much. He was optimistic, cheerful, and humorous. Even if he fell in love with someone he shouldn't love, he would actively devote himself to his career and sports, replacing the sadness, worry, and depression in his heart with better habits. She might be a genius in psychology. Because of her own experience, because of her mother's situation, she could better understand the hearts and states of patients, as well as the ways to change. However, he was the one who had the best control. Bai Ye entered the room. Su Changhe poured a glass of milk for her and asked gently, are you better now? Do you still easily lose control of your emotions or have blank memories? I don't know if I'm better. 2 years ago, I hypnotized myself. There was no pain, no feelings, and I wouldn't break down easily. However, because Gu Lingqing didn't give up, I had the feelings of Baya again. I thought I was still the same Baya, but I had cured the previous one. It's just that I've cured my previous mental problems, Baya explained and took a sip of milk. So, can I understand that this is the effect of hypnosis? I don't think so. Whoever started the trouble should untie it. My mental illness started because of Gu Lingqing, so I recovered because of him. Hypnosis can make people forget their pain and become a normal person on the surface, but they will lose part of their unforgettable memories, so it's not considered complete. Moreover, these memories, because it's under hypnosis, are very likely to be remembered later. It's just a short treatment. So, as long as we find the cause of mental illness, we can treat mental illness. Psychological reasons can be treated in this way, but there's another kind of pathological reason. However, pathological reasons only need to be treated with the right medicine. Psychological reasons are more troublesome. So, to deal with psychological reasons, we should use hypnosis. Let the patient walk out of his feelings first. Maybe during this period, he will accept another relationship, and it will impact the previous damage. Mental illness, after all, is a matter of getting into a dead end. We can try it. Baya nodded and lowered her eyes. It was like this in the past. When she was with her senior, they would talk about their profession. They were like-minded and had a common language. Senior, it's like this. I've known a man for 5 years. His personality used to be cold on the outside, but he was very warm on the inside. He would say emotional things, but when you listened to him, you would feel that he was sincere and warm, and he was rational and mature. Chapter 522. I've seen a lot of people. Because of major setbacks, their personalities change from lively to deep, impulsive to introverted. Very few people change from introverted to impetuous. If he changed from introverted to impetuous, it might be because he had achieved great success in his career and life. Su Changhe analyzed. Baya frowned slightly and asked, Senior, how do you know if someone is acting? No matter how good an actor is, there will always be loopholes in the details, unless he has been acting for a lifetime. Why? Do you think your friend is acting? Su Changhe asked in confusion. If he's acting, then it's too real. So real that I can't see any loopholes, Baya said uneasily. You don't think he's acting, but someone else. Su Changhe read between the lines. Maybe I'm worrying too much. If he's really someone else, how can there be such a similar person in the world, right? Baya laughed dryly. That's easy. Can't we just do a paternity test? Baya thought. If he was Gu Lingqing, he would be angry when he found out that she did this. But what if he wasn't Gu Lingqing? Let's see. I've contacted the mental hospital you mentioned. I can go to work in a few days. Tell me, what do you want me to do? Su Changhe asked. Not for now. That method won't work. I'll accompany you around a country these few days. I didn't treat you well the last time you came. Not for now. Su Changhe raised his eyebrows. I'm sorry. Baya also felt sorry. She was the one who called him over, but he went back on his words. That's great. Then I can do my job properly. Su Changhe smiled. Your job? Baya was confused. Country A is developing well now. With the rapid economic development, more and more people have mental problems of one kind or another. I've seen research. In the past 2 years, the number of people committing suicide due to depression has increased tenfold compared to previous years. More and more people are paying attention to mental problems in country A. If I open a clinic in China, I might be able to develop well, Su Changhe said. If you're interested in this, I can introduce you to a former friend of mine. His psychological research institute is one of the best in a country. He has so many clients that he can't even manage them all. He's too short of talents. Many clients can't be treated in his institute and go abroad for treatment. I know, Mu Shaoxing, right? I just happen to be lacking someone to introduce me to. If I can be affiliated with the research institute, I can get a lot of resources. He will also become famous because of you. This is a mutually beneficial cooperation. At most, you can just give him 10% of the referral fee. I still owe him a lot of quests. Bai Yi chuckled. We hit it off. Are you free now? I'm free now. Su Changhe smiled. Then let's go to the research institute now. I'll change my phone. So, you don't have his number. You're really heartless. You didn't tell me you changed your number. However, I'm glad that at least you still have my number. You didn't even keep his number. Su Changhe comforted himself. At that time, I didn't want to have anything to do with the people in the past. In a different environment, a different mentality. Let's not talk about this. I'll help you settle this first. If you stay in a country, I'll have someone to talk to. Bai Yi stood up. Yes, I'm from a country. I don't see many girls. Maybe I can find a girlfriend that I like. Su Changhe nodded. You've decided to give up on your sister? Bai Yi didn't believe it. She's getting engaged to someone else, Anne. Su Changhe paused. The more I try to control her, the more rebellious she'll become. At least, I'll find her a sister-in-law. We'll still be a family. I've thought about it. I'll fulfill my responsibilities as a husband and as a brother. I'll take a step back and not force things. Instead, I'll relax. Su Changhe picked up his coat and put it on. I've always admired your ability to adjust. Your healing ability is what I admire the most. Su Changhe smiled and opened the door. Bai Yi went out first. From the corner of her eyes, she saw a head shrink back. That head did not seem to have given up and poked out again. Bai Yi smiled. When she saw Su Changhe close the door, she hugged Su Changhe's arm. It's a little cold outside. Wait a minute. Su Changhe opened the door again. He took out his camel coat and put it on Bai Yi. My coat is big. It can cover you completely. It can cover my heart too, Bai Yi said deliberately. What do you mean? Su Changhe was stunned. Bai Yi pulled him away and said in a low voice, Don't look back. Your sister is in the stairwell near the emergency exit. Su Changhe stopped in his tracks in shock. Are you serious? I saw him. He had a crew cut, right? Bai Yi said. Su Changhe felt helpless. Yes. He knew that I like long hair, so he immediately shaved his head. The crew cut is something that grew out later. Bai Yi could feel his sadness. If you and I are like this, she doesn't care. Senior, you really have to give up. I know. I've already given up. Let's go. Let her go. She'll go back when she's done. Su Changhe pressed the button and the elevator door opened. They walked in. This time, he saw his sister walking out of the stairwell and standing in front of him. Su Changhe clenched his fists and stood still. The elevator door closed slowly. Bai Yi pressed the first floor. She feels that she has feelings for you. Bai Yi let go of Su Changhe's arm. That's because she feels that her belongings might be snatched away by someone else, so she feels a sense of panic. Because of this uneasiness, she will act beyond her rationality. When the matter is resolved, she will still feel that the belongings are not what she wants, Su Changhe said rationally. You've really given up on her. Bai Ye did not believe him. I just need to force myself a little more and give up on the habit. Then, I'll be able to walk out of it completely. Why don't you hypnotize me and make me forget that I loved her? Let me only see her as my sister in the future. Let's talk about this after you've thought it through. With a ding, the elevator door opened. Gu Lingqing. No, Xing Buhua stood at the elevator door and stared at her. You'll only be happy if you piss me off, right? Bai Ye paused for a moment. Come with me, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. I think I've made myself very clear. Although you look like my husband, you're not him. Your personalities are completely different. I love him, but I love his character more than his looks. There's no need for you to pester him like this. Bai Ye rejected him. Chapter 523. It's true, Bai Ye said with certainty. Xing Buhua stared at her for 10 seconds, then turned around and left the hotel. Su Changhe looked at Bai Ye in surprise. He looks exactly like your husband? The question you asked just now was directed at him. I'll bring you to the research institute first. We'll talk about other things later. Bai Ye didn't want to think about it. However, Gu Lingqing's face kept repeating in her mind when she was in the taxi. She was mentally and physically exhausted. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, where was Gu Lingqing? If he was Gu Lingqing, her acting just now was not up to standard. Her heart was getting heavier and heavier, so heavy that she couldn't breathe. Su Changhe looked at her. Junior sister, I can feel that you're afraid. What are you afraid of? Bai Ye shook her head. You'll feel more and more stressed if you hide everything in your heart. Saying it out is also a form of release, Su Changhe guided her. If one day, I really can't take it anymore, I'll become your client, senior brother. Bai Ye slightly raised the corner of her mouth. Su Changhe saw that she didn't want to say it, so he didn't ask further. When they arrived at the research institute, Mu Xiaoxue wasn't there. There were other employees there. Bai Ye asked for Mu Xiaoxue's phone number and dialed it directly. Hello, who's this? Mu Xiaoxue asked. Mu Xiaoxue, I'm Bai Ye. Bai Ye. Mu Xiaoxue was shocked. Where have you been? Have you disappeared from the world? It's okay if you don't give me a job, but can't you even be my friend? I went to treat my illness. A lot of things happened, Bai Ye explained briefly. Has your illness been cured? Where are you now? Mu Xiaoxue asked worriedly. City A. When are you coming back? I have a friend I want to introduce to you. I'll rush back tonight. We can meet tomorrow, Mu Xiaoxue said. See you tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow afternoon. Bai Ye hung up the phone and looked at Su Changhe. I'm sorry for making you come all the way here for nothing. I just want to know where the research institute is and see their working atmosphere. It's like an inspection. How can it be considered a wasted trip? I'll send you back now, Su Changhe said. I'll send you back. I'll make a call and someone will pick me up. Bai Ye sent a message to Lin Shulan. You seem to be doing well. Su Changhe smiled. Simple, there is simple happiness, high status and power. There are more things that I want to protect, and life will be more tiring. I just want to find a man that I love and live a peaceful life with until I grow old. Everyone is different. It's fine as long as you're happy. Let's go. Baya sent Su Changha back and saw the girl with the crew cut squatting at the entrance of the hotel. When she saw Su Changha, she stood up. Su Changha frowned. Do you want me to handle it? When you see her, you're not surprised anymore. You're worried, Baya said to Su Changha. What do you think I should do? Be honest, and be direct. Entangling for too long will tire you out. Whether she's sincere or not, I can test her. Try it and tell me the result. There's no need to hold back, Su Changha said in a deep voice. Baya walked towards his sister and smiled. I know you. You're Changha's sister. Who are you? The girl sized up Baya with her bright eyes. Who do you want me to be? Baya asked. You're not my brother's girlfriend, are you? The girl guessed. Do you think it bothers you that I am or not? Of course not, the girl said with certainty and looked at Su Changha. Baya stood in front of her. Then what are you doing now? I don't know why my brother is angry at me. I care about him a lot, the girl said helplessly. He used to like you, but it was between a man and a woman. You already have a boyfriend and you're about to marry him. Your brother wants to calm down. But don't worry. Your brother will return soon. When that time comes, he'll only treat you as a sister. You don't have to feel troubled. You just need to give him some time, Baya said straightforwardly. The girl looked at Baya with red eyes. Baya smiled. There's no shock in your eyes, only confusion. It means that you already knew this would happen. You came all the way here. What do you want? Do you want to use your brother as a spare tire to prove your feminine charm? That's too cruel. You know that he's always doting on you. He's always doting on you. I don't know. I'm afraid that he'll be angry. I'm afraid that he won't want me anymore. I'm also afraid that he... The girl did not continue and lowered her head. I'm also afraid that he'll have improper thoughts about you. So, you only treat him as a brother. In that case, my advice for you is to go back. He'll adjust soon and only treat you as a sister in the future. Maybe soon, you'll have a sister-in-law. The girl looked up. I want to talk to him. I'll leave after that. Baya nodded. She turned around and walked to Su Changha. She said, she's afraid that you'll be angry. She's afraid that you won't want her anymore. She's also afraid that you'll have improper thoughts about her. Calm her down and let her go. Then you can be at ease. Okay. Su Changha walked to the girl and said softly, go back in peace. You won't lose me as your brother. Can we still be like before? The girl asked with tears in her eyes. Su Changha smiled. Yes, I'll open a clinic in a country. I'll stay there for a few years. You and Chris can come to me then. Can we not open a clinic in a country? Let's go back to America, the girl pleaded. Su Jiao, you've grown up. When you marry Chris, you'll be his wife. You'll have children and you'll have your own life. I'll always be your big brother. I'll be your harbor when you're tired. But I also need to have my own life. Go back. Su Changha rubbed her hair. It stung his palms, reminding him of his previous foolishness. He retracted his hand and stood up straight. He had made up his mind about her. It was time to end this twisted relationship. The girl hugged Su Changha's waist. Brother, I can't live without you. Su Changha didn't hug her. Brother, I'll always be your brother. You won't lose me. I promise, we're family. Brother, hug me. I'm cold, the girl said in his arms. Su Changha sighed and hugged her. It's very late now. I'll help you get a room. I'll send you to the airport tomorrow. I'll call Chris and ask him to pick you up at the airport. The girl hugged him tightly and didn't say anything. Su Changha carried her and walked towards the elevator. Chapter 524. Su Changha furrowed his brows and put the girl down. If that's what you're thinking, you should leave immediately. Don't come to me again. The girl looked at Su Changha angrily. Brother, you really don't want me anymore. She reached out to grab Su Changha's hand. Su Changha shook her off, not letting her touch him. He said sternly, I didn't teach you well. That's why you think that you can exchange your body for a man. In fact, your body can only make a man stay with you for a short period of time. It won't make them respect you. I think my punishment should be to lose you completely. It's not like that, brother. It's not like that, the girl cried. I don't want to pester you anymore. Maybe my attitude made you think that you can be impudent. Then, I'll tell you clearly now. I don't want you anymore. Go find your parents. You're not my biological sister anyway, Su Changha said sternly. Don't do this, brother. Don't do this. The girl cried. The door opened with a ding. Su Changha walked past her and entered the elevator. The girl watched as the door closed in front of her. Su Changha didn't call out to her anymore. She felt as if her heart was being cut by a knife. Baya walked behind her. Let Su Changha go. He's ready to let you go. You should leave his life completely. I don't want it, the girl cried. This world won't happen just because you don't want it. You can't do whatever you want. He has no regrets and took care of you for more than 10 years without any conditions. He doesn't need you to repay him. He just wants you to leave his life. If you pester him again, you'll be too shameless, won't you? Your brother will find a girlfriend soon. He'll find a girlfriend soon. You're making him feel guilty about his future wife, Baya said cruelly. I love him. The girl cried loudly. She squatted on the floor, hugged her knees and cried. Baya squatted in front of her. Why don't you tell him that you love him? The girl didn't say anything. In my opinion, your behavior is not loving him, but hanging him. You're about to get married, and you still want to use him as a spare tire. Su Jiao, don't be too selfish, Baya said in a low voice. I won't get married. I've already broken up with Christoph. I've never slept with Christoph. My first time was with my brother. Su Jiao lowered her head and cried. That's impossible. If Su Changha slept with you, he wouldn't be irresponsible. He's not an irresponsible person. Baya didn't believe it. That day he thought I was sleeping at Cliff's, drunk, and took me. Actually, I didn't sleep at Cliff's house. It was my brother's birthday, and I wanted to buy him a Rolex watch, so I worked outside. After that, I ran away from home, but I didn't have sex with Christoph. I was still working. My brother misunderstood me. He even left me behind and no longer cared about me. He went traveling alone. I took Christopher to him and told him I was going to marry him. I like him, the girl said in tears. What about your hair? What happened? Baya was confused. You know your brother likes girls with long hair. He misunderstood me and went on a date with a girl with long hair. I saw it and he scolded me. I got angry and shaved my head. What should I do now? My brother really doesn't want me anymore. My heart hurts, sob sob sob. The girl's face was covered in tears. Baya frowned and stood up. You just said that you were afraid that he would be angry, afraid that he would abandon you, and afraid of what he would do. You didn't go on. If I understand correctly, you should be afraid that he would do that to you. It hurts so much that I can't even walk. I'm not afraid anymore. As long as he still wants me, I won't be afraid anymore, the girl said in tears. I heard you, Su Changhe, Baiye said. The girl looked behind her in shock. The elevator door was still closed, and her eyes dimmed. The staircase, Baiye reminded the girl. The girl looked at the staircase and saw Su Changhe. Su Changhe looked at the girl in shock. He was really drunk that day. He was annoyed and depressed, and his heart was in pain. However, he couldn't remember what happened after that. It turned out that he had already, no wonder after that incident, he felt that she was afraid of him. He thought that she had a boyfriend and was avoiding him. The girl saw Su Changhe and was afraid that Su Changhe would run away. She ran over and hugged him tightly. Brother, I was wrong. Please don't abandon me. If you don't, I'll die. Su Changhe hugged her. The coldness that he had been maintaining for so long collapsed. Silly, what did you do wrong? It's my fault. Why didn't you tell me? After I ran out, I regretted it. I waited for you to pick me up, but you didn't come. You even left me on a vacation. After you left, I couldn't work, so I was fired. I didn't have enough money to buy you a birthday present, the girl said, feeling wronged. It's my fault. I didn't know it was me, Su Changhe said apologetically. The girl was courageous. She kissed Su Changhe. I don't blame you. It's just a little heavy. It hurts. Su Changhe lowered his head and kissed her too. Baiye smiled. Love seemed to be a beautiful thing. Seeing her senior brother whom she had known for so many years finally hugging a beauty, she felt happy for him. Her heart felt warm and moist. It was time for her to leave. She slowly walked out of the door and looked at the sky. The moon was bright. Its pure light shone on her body. Was Gu Lingqing looking at the moon now? She missed him so much. His eyes turned red unconsciously. Moisture filled his eyes and gathered into water droplets that flowed out of his eyes. Madam. Zhang Xingyu got out of the car and called out worriedly. Did Lin Shulan ask you to come? Yeah. It might take her more than an hour to get here. I'm just nearby, Zhang Xingyu said. Baiye got into the car and closed her eyes to take a nap. Madam, do you think that man is Chief Gu? Zhang Xingyu asked, puzzled. Baiye didn't say a word. Zhang Xingyu turned around. Seeing that Baiye had fallen asleep, he didn't ask any further. When Baiye reached home, Song Shiyu was already asleep. Lin Shulan was waiting at the door. Baiye looked at the basement door. Lin Shulan, guard the door. Don't let anyone in. Okay. Baiye walked into the basement. She closed the door and turned on the lights. Xing Buhua walked out from the dark with one hand in his pocket. He smiled and looked at her. You acted well today. Give it a thumbs up. Chapter 525. Xing Buhua stared at her. His eyes were as dark as ink. What's wrong? When you're acting, you make me feel like you're another person. I feel panicky, uneasy, Baiye said frankly. Xing Buhua looked at her and pulled her into his arms. Wait for me. Wait for me. You know that if anything goes wrong, we'll be in danger. You know that it's dangerous, but you still do those things. You're pushing yourself to the top of the waves. Baiye said angrily. You're my woman. I can't watch you leave with another man, even if I die. Xing Buhua said with certainty. He looked at her with burning eyes. Baiye looked at him. Her eyes were red. Don't you have any trust between us? I can die for you. If Ling Shuang hadn't told me that you were still alive, I would have died a long time ago. Let's not talk about this, okay? It's not easy for us to meet each other. Do we have to spend our time arguing? Xing Buhua frowned. Bai Ye looked straight at him. His sunken eyes were exactly the same as before. Was she thinking too much? Her phone rang. She saw that it was Su Jiran calling. She glanced at Xing Buhua and walked to the side, ready to answer the call. Xing Buhua hugged her from behind. He said in a low voice, Xiaoya, I don't feel safe. Bai Ye's heart trembled. She felt a faint pain in her heart. Maybe she was wrong. She blamed Gu Lingqing for not trusting her and being impulsive. It was her own actions that made him not trust her and be impulsive. Bai Ye hung up the phone. She turned around, looked at him, and kissed his lips. Xing Buhua looked at her. Bai Ye smiled. I'll think twice in the future. I won't do this again. Xing Buhua smiled and kissed her on the lips. Bai Ye pushed him away. I still have business to attend to. I'll call Su Jiran back. It's business. I'll tell you the details later. Xing Buhua frowned but did not stop her. Bai Ye made the call. Xiaoya, I've got the video. I'll send it to you later. Just as you predicted, Xing Dongqing pushed all the blame to Shen Ao, said Su Jiran. His tone was full of anger, depression, and suppressed sadness. I thought about it again on the way back just now. I got the video. Even if Shen Ao finds out, it will only drive a wedge between them and make them guard against each other. Because their interests are bound to each other, it will be difficult to break them apart. In the end, they will reach a balance, and the sacrifice will be you. I've also thought of this. Xiaoya, remember me in the future, okay? I'm a little tired. Also, please take care of me every day, said Su Jiran tiredly. Bai Ye understood what he meant. Her nose felt a little dry. Life was fragile. It could be gone at any time. She had loved Su Jiran and hated Su Jiran. But she did not want to owe anyone except Gu Lingqing. You take care of yourself every day. Your sacrifice is meaningless. I just need to assassinate Shen Ao in the name of Xing Dongqing. That way, the two giants will be destroyed at the same time. Su Jiran told her his plan. Even if you kill Shen Ao, do you think others will believe that you were sent by Xing Dongqing? Xing Dongqing has the ability to quibble. You just killed Shen Ao without any real power. Besides, at this time, maybe Shen Ao and Xing Dongqing have already set up a trap for you. Bai Ye analyzed. What do you want me to do? Tell me, and I'll do it. I never listened to you before, but now I'll listen to everything you say. You have something you want to protect, and I have something I want to protect. It just so happens that the people we want to defeat are the same, Su Jiran said in a low voice. You'd better hide in a place where Xing Dongqing and Shen Ao can't find you. Find the evidence that your mother hid. Once you find it, put it on the internet and let the citizens judge their crimes. In addition, I'll pull out Xing Dongqing's claws and teeth one by one. Okay, I'll listen to you, Xiaoya. Su Jiran paused. Ha! Bai Ye waited for him to continue. Don't fall in love with Xing Buhua, Su Jiran reminded her. Bai Ye pursed her lips and didn't say anything. She turned to look at Xing Buhua and said with certainty, I only love Gu Lingqing. Su Jiran paused for a long time again. He didn't say anything else and hung up the phone. Xing Buhua's eyes became colder and he frowned slightly. You still have feelings for him. I don't want him to do anything for me. It'll make me feel burdened, Bai Ye explained. He's not doing anything for you, but for himself. Now Xing Dongqing and Shen Ao are his enemies. You're the one taking revenge for him. How did he become the one sacrificing for you? I'm going to say that you're stupid or naive. You're being played by him, Xing Buhua said angrily. Bai Ye looked at Xing Buhua. She didn't want to argue about this issue. She knew that Su Jiran was very shrewd. In order to deal with Xing Bachuan, he was willing to marry her, whom he didn't love, for more than 20 years. Similarly, in order to deal with Shen Ao and Xing Dongqing, he could also endure for more than 20 years. If she said all this, Xing Buhua would definitely be angry. He would think that she was speaking up for Su Jiran. As long as she understood it, it was enough that she didn't owe him anything. She walked forward and hugged Xing Buhua. She said gently, "So, hurry up and come back to me. I can't do it without you." Xing Buhua paused. All his anger and frustration disappeared instantly. His Adam's apple moved up and down. He looked at her clear eyes and his stomach tightened. He pinched her nose. Bai Ye pushed his hand away. "What are you doing? It hurts." "I'm not leaving today. I'll stay here with you," Xing Buhua said. "Will you tell me what you're doing?" Bai Ye asked tentatively. Xing Buhua frowned and hesitated. Bai Ye looked at him and waited for him to speak. "First, if I still appear as Gu Lingqing, Xing Dongqing will be more afraid of me. I don't want you to live in fear with me. Second, I'm not worried about Ling Shuo. He listens to you. I can communicate with you. That's why I can preserve my strength. Third, I can change my identity and go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I can stabilize my strength and collect evidence of Shen Ao and Xing Dongqing's evil deeds. Fourth, 2 years later, there will be a new presidential election. I can successfully ascend to the position and kill Xing Dongqing and Shen Ao. I should pretend that I don't know you. But I can't help thinking about you, paying attention to you and worrying about you. That's why I can't wait to see you. I want to arrange for you to be by my side," Xing Buhua explained. "Other than me, who else knows that you're Gu Lingqing?" Bai Ye asked. "Xing Shang. My father saved him. I'm not talking about Gu Tianhang. So, he deserves my trust. I was able to successfully confuse the enemy during the assassination in the military. There are people from Xing Dongqing in the military. That's why I didn't even dare to tell Ling Shuo," Xing Buhua explained. He explained. Chapter 526. Why would you think that? If I'm not Gu Lingqing, who am I? If I'm not Gu Lingqing, where is the real Gu Lingqing? Is he dead? Xing Buhua frowned and asked. Bai Ye stared at him. She thought so too. You're so good at acting. Have you heard the story of the rabbit and the hound? The hound chased the rabbit but couldn't catch it. The hound asked the rabbit, "How can you run so fast?" The rabbit said, "If you can't catch me, I'll starve. If you catch me, I'll be dead. Now is a matter of life and death. If I die, what will you do?" Xing Buhua said helplessly. He said helplessly. Bai Ye lowered her head. Xing Buhua rubbed her hair. I've done some research. It says that 10% of pregnant women suffer from depression. I'll come to see you every day. Tell me what you want to eat and I'll bring it to you. Bai Ye's heart softened a little. Her gloominess was swept away. It's too tiring for you to come here every day. It's nothing compared to seeing you. Even if I'm at the end of the world, I'll crawl here, Xing Buhua said helplessly. Bai Ye smiled. Can you use a means of transportation? It's too far to walk here. I've customized it. The height and width must be suitable. I'll probably get it in a few days. It'll take me 10 minutes to come here. You don't have to worry anymore, right? Baya nodded. Go back early today. I'll move the bed to the library tomorrow. Baya blushed slightly. What she meant was, they hadn't been together for a long time. Xing Buhua smiled. I don't want to leave tonight. Go back to your room first. I'll come over later. Won't that be too dangerous? Baya was worried. Dangerous? They're my people. I know them. Besides, even if they find out, they won't betray me. Don't worry, Xing Buhua said. Well, be careful, Baya lowered her head and said. She turned around, blushing even more, and walked out of the embassy. Lin Shulan was still guarding outside the door. Shulan, go back and sleep. I need to rest too. It's late. Yes, madam. Just call me if you need anything. All right. Baya returned to her room and looked at her phone. It was already 2 in the morning. She went to the bathroom to clean up. Xing Buhua was already in her room. The curtains were drawn. You're so fast. Baya was shocked. Xing Buhua went forward and hugged her. He looked at her with a burning gaze. I always dream of you. Tell me about it. Xing Buhua dragged out the last syllable. I dreamed of traveling with you. I dreamed of being on a deserted island with you. I dreamed of being in church with you. A few times. Xing Buhua paused and looked at her. Even if he didn't say it out loud, she instantly understood. She pushed him and said, Do you want to go in and take a shower? Can I? Baya pretended that she didn't understand his hint. This is your home. Why can't I? Xing Buhua pinched her nose. He paid attention to the strength so that she wouldn't be hurt. You're going to torture me to death. I'm not. Baya pushed his hand away. Wait for me. Xing Buhua said meaningfully. He smiled and walked towards the bathroom. Baya was stunned. Why did he smile like that? He didn't smile like that before. But he was right. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, who else could he be? They had worked so hard to get to where they were today. They couldn't not trust each other anymore. She climbed into bed and turned off the lights. There was only the orange bedside lamp on. Then she got under the quilt. Xing Buhua came out of the bathroom and looked at Baya on the bed. He turned around, opened the cabinet, changed into his pajamas, lifted the quilt and lay down beside Baya. Baya smelled the familiar scent on his body. She took the initiative to hug his waist. She leaned against his chest and took a deep breath. They had been apart for less than 2 weeks, but she felt that they had been apart for a long time. The time of waiting was too cold. It was full of suppressed scars. Listening to his heartbeat, she felt warmth entering her body. He didn't sleep either. He looked at her rosy face. Go to sleep. It's getting late. I don't dare to sleep. I don't want to sleep. Baya said. I'm not leaving. I won't leave tomorrow either. I'll accompany you for the day. He said in a low voice and looked at her gently. Baya looked up at him in surprise. Can I? Yes, I'll go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs next week. I want to go fishing with you and eat the fish soup you make. Baya raised the corners of her mouth and smiled brightly. She was happy. He was her Gu Lingqing. He remembered it all. She pecked him on the lips. He looked at her. She was usually calm and elegant like the snow lotus on the cliffs of Tian Shan Mountain. In the cold winter, she bloomed alone. She was better than countless winter plums. When she smiled, she was more like a star. It could light up a person's heart and bloom a beautiful universe. You are what I want in my life. The woman I want to protect for the rest of my life. He said passionately. You too, Baya said gently. He lowered his head and kissed her. The kiss was very gentle, like warm water. He was afraid to break the beauty of this moment. He hooked the tip of her tongue and held it in his mouth, swallowing it slowly. His hand on her waist became hotter and hotter. His breathing also became heavier. Baya let him kiss her. Time was peaceful. Even the light on her body was especially gentle. He let go of her and looked at her red lips. He frowned. Do you still mean what you said last time? Baya's face turned red. It wasn't that she hadn't done it in the past. When love was deep, many things would happen spontaneously because of love. She would satisfy all his requests. This was a special time. They really hadn't been together for a long time. Baya burrowed under the blanket. His heart was beating wildly. He sat up slightly and leaned against the back of the bed. He was so nervous that he didn't know where to put his hands. He felt that her gentleness could melt glaciers. It made him feel like he was in a fairyland and saw the most beautiful scenery. He lifted the blanket and looked at her. That look was like a startling swan. It stayed in his heart forever and would never fade. Baya heard the knock on the door. He slowly opened his eyes. Xing Buhua was beside him. He supported his head with his hand and looked at her with a gentle gaze. She remembered that he used to be like this. She was really worried that she was drooling. Madam, I'm Lin Shulan. Do you want to get up for lunch? Lin Shulan asked. Wait a minute. I'll come down myself, Baya said towards the door. Looks like I won't be able to drink my fish soup. Xing Buhua sighed. Baya was amused by him. Last night, he said that he would go fishing with her and drink the fish soup she made. Now that she thought about it, he was right. How could he go fishing with her? They were working underground now. Are you coming tomorrow? Baya asked. I want to stay with you until tomorrow. Ha! She was happy. Are you coming the day after tomorrow? I have to. He didn't hesitate at all. Baya grinned. Then I'll go fishing in the day after tomorrow. I'll make fish soup for you at night. You can drink it when you come over at night. Shulan, I want to eat in the room. Bring the food in, I'm a little hungry. Remember to eat more, Baya ordered. Yes, madam. How are you? Lin Shulan looked at Baya's face. I'm fine, but I don't want to go out today. It's a little cold, Baya said with a smile. Her phone rang. It was Su Changhe. Damn, I forgot about my appointment with Su Changhe again. Answer. Senior. Ha 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 ha, Baya, you're really, ha 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 ha, so considerate. Su Changhe laughed wildly. Baya could tell that Su Changhe was in a good mood. Considerate. Did he mean that she wouldn't disturb him? Ha, then she was really considerate. I saw you and your sister reconcile yesterday. Do you still want to develop in a country? Baya asked. We had sex yesterday, Su Changhe said proudly. Didn't it happen long ago? On that dark and windy night when you were drunk. Baya heard everything yesterday. That doesn't count. I don't remember. Last night, my sister was willing. She didn't say it hurt. Su Changhe shared happily. Baya's face turned red. She was happy to share her professional knowledge with Su Changhe. As for the sex, she didn't want it. Congratulations. So, you've decided to go back. Baiya scratched her head. I'm not going back. My sister wants to stay in a land with me. Moreover, my parents won't agree to our current situation. I'm going to get married in a land and have a few children before going back. By then, my parents will give up. Awesome, but you're an overseas Chinese. Are you going to get married in a country? Baiya didn't understand. Yes, I can. I'll finish the formalities. Well, can you tell Mu Xiaoxue when he's free? Su Changhe finally got down to business. I'll call him now. I'll call you when I'm ready. Baiya said. She hung up and called Mu Xiaoxue directly. Mu Xiaoxue answered after 2 rings. I'm sorry. I'm still in the car. I wanted to come back yesterday, but there were no tickets left. It doesn't matter. Let's meet at the Michelin restaurant in Shuiyu International at noon tomorrow. It's my treat. Baiya said readily. How can it be your treat? Of course, it's my treat. I haven't seen you for a long time. Without you, the reputation of the research institute has plummeted. I can't take many cases anymore. Mu Xiaoxue nagged. I still owe you a lot. You can sort it out. I'll be free before the spring festival. Baiya smiled. Oh yeah. I came out to handle a big case this time. It's very tricky. The murderer has a high IQ and super strong psychological quality. There are almost no flaws. He has already killed 4 people in the serial murder case. It's estimated that he will continue to do so. Mu Xiaoxue complained. Okay. You can submit the documents tomorrow. My senior brother is also here. Let's discuss it together. Oh yeah. I love you. I love you so much. Mwah. Mu Xiaoxue hung up the phone excitedly. Baiya put away her phone. A video appeared in front of her. Xing Buhua was standing in front of her. Baiya was so scared that she almost dropped her phone. She pushed Xing Buhua to the bathroom. Lin Shulan will come soon. What if he sees you? Who were you talking to on the phone just now? Xing Buhua asked with jealousy in his eyes. He didn't hide his displeasure at all. Mu Xiaoxue. My senior brother is going to open a clinic in a company. I'm the middleman. Baiya explained. He loves you. Xing Buhua frowned. I heard that. Baiya burst into laughter. Her heart was full of sweetness. That's his pet phrase. I guess the number of women he loves can be several trucks. He doesn't love me that way. I'm just a colleague. I owe him a favor. You know. Xing Buhua was still looking at her. He said with some annoyance, Baiya, I want to lock you up at home. Those people are not blind. Chapter 528. Xing Buhua paused and understood what she meant. His heart was beating so fast that it felt like it was going to jump out of his throat. It was a new and special feeling. I've kept it in my heart, Xing Buhua said with a smile. He heard the footsteps getting closer and closer. A sharp glint flashed across his eyes. He jumped and hid behind the bed. Lin Shulan pushed the door open and almost bumped into him. Baiya took a deep breath and took the tray from Lin Shulan. Let me do it. Madam, are you really okay? Lin Shulan was still looking at Baiya's face worriedly. I'm fine. You can leave first. You don't have to wake me. I'll be down at dinner time, Baiya said. Oh, Lin Shulan replied. Baiya put the dishes on the desk and locked the door. Luckily you're sharp. Otherwise, you'd have been discovered, Baiya said to Xing Buhua with a smile. Xing Buhua locked his eyes on her and didn't speak. Many thoughts were brewing in his mind. We have to live like this for at least 2 years. When we pull Xing Dongqing down, we'll get married again. You can marry me again. Baiya pursed her lips and smiled. I think I've married you many times. But we've never had a wedding. I owe you, Xing Buhua said. It's okay. I don't care about that. As long as we're happy, Baiya said with a smile. She passed him the chopsticks. There's only one pair. You can eat first. I'll feed you. You're pregnant with my child. Xing Buhua looked at her unnoticeable belly. A strange look flashed across his eyes. I've thought of it. Baiya opened the wine cabinet. There was a spoon tied to the milk carton she bought in the supermarket. She could use it now. Xing Buhua looked at her from behind, his lips curled up and he took a deep breath. His phone rang. When he saw that it was Xing Shang's call, his eyes turned cold and he picked it up. Where are you? Don't forget that we still have things to do today. Xing Shang urged. Forget about that. I'm with Baiya now, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Xing Shang paused for 3 seconds and said in a sharp voice, I think you're crazy. I love her, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baiya turned around and looked at Xing Buhua. When she met his affectionate eyes, she realized that he was referring to her. She blushed. You're really crazy. We agreed that it wasn't like this. Xing Shang's breathing quickened. I'm sorry. After seeing her, I couldn't help myself. I don't want to be separated from her. After I get rid of Xing Dongqing, I'll marry her. As for the rest, we'll discuss it when I come back tomorrow. Xing Buhua didn't wait for Xing Shang to speak and hung up the phone. Are you okay? If you have something to do, you can leave now, Baiya said. Xing Buhua hugged Baiya. I was going to see Hua Rui today, but I don't want to go. Who's Hua Rui? Baiya didn't know this person. Do you know who Shaniyan's wife is? Xing Buhua asked. Baiya shook her head. I only know that she's a very powerful person with a very powerful background. Shen Yiyan married her to stabilize his power. You know that country M is a neutral country, right? Because of their advanced weapons and the best mercenary team, they have a very powerful position in the world. Baiya nodded. She had heard about this from Alan. Alan even wanted to introduce her to these organizations. And the royal family of this country is surnamed Hua. Shen Yiyan's wife, Hua Zixing, is a princess of the royal family. Although she's not as noble as a princess, she comes from a family of weapons. Her father has a very powerful position in the world. Hua Rui is her sister, Xing Buhua explained. So, Xing Shang asked you to marry her? Baiya guessed. Xing Buhua nodded. I rejected him. Xing Shang was very angry. Baiya lowered her eyes and hugged Xing Buhua. Her heart ached for Lu Shuang. I'll love you even more. Xing Buhua smiled. Just don't make me angry. Baiya chuckled. She looked up at him. Let's hurry up and eat before it gets cold. Okay. During the meal, Baiya's phone rang. Xing Buhua looked at her phone. It was Shen Yiyan's. He relaxed a little. Baiya answered the call in front of Xing Buhua. She had nothing to hide from him. Baiya, Su Jiran disappeared. Do you know about it? Shen Yiyan went straight to the point. Baiya put down her chopsticks. She glanced at Xing Buhua and said in a low voice, It doesn't matter to you whether he disappeared or not. Have you been paying attention to him? Don't you think it's strange that his mother disappeared right after she passed away? In fact, that's why I don't think it's strange. I think you should know the reason, given your intelligence. Shen Yin paused. 3 seconds later, she asked, "Are you saying that my parents have something to do with his mother's death?" The correct way to put it is to do with your parents and Xing Dongqing. Xing Dongqing planted someone in Su Jiran. He vaguely knew that Xiong Dani had some unknown evidence. No one knew what the evidence was. Xing Dongqing told your parents and encouraged them. Then your parents killed them. Xing Dongqing told Su Jiran all this. Su Jiran's power and status were given by your father. If he didn't leave, he would be dead. You should know your parents, Bai Yi said coldly. Xing Buhua didn't look good. He didn't know why, but when he heard the name Su Jiran, he felt extremely uncomfortable. Do you know where he is? Shen Yin asked. I don't know. He won't tell me, Bai Yi said with certainty. Doesn't Gu Lingqing have the third eye? Can he help me find him? Shen Yin said worriedly. Shen Yin also has the third eye. I'm afraid it won't be easy to find him. I'll send someone to your side to borrow the third eye. Is that okay? Shen Yin's tone was very tough. Bai Yi hesitated. If she didn't agree, she would have to rely on Shen Yin to get into the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the cabinet. She definitely wouldn't be able to get in. If she agreed, the third eye was too powerful. If Su Jiran was found, he would definitely die. Xing Buhua opened the drawer and took out a pen and paper. He wrote on the paper, "Agree to him." Bai Yi took a deep breath. Okay. I'll tell Leng Shuai later. Send someone over. Tell Leng Shuai now. My person is on the way to the military now, Shen Yin said anxiously. Okay. Bai Yi hung up the phone. Are you worried about Su Jiran? Xing Buhua said in a bad tone. Su Jiran is in the same boat with us now. If the lips die, the teeth will be interdependent, Bai Yi explained. Xing Buhua looked at her with drooping eyes. His eyes were cold. I don't need the help of my rival in love. Sure. Chapter 529. Su Jiran would be very helpful as a teammate, but he would also be very dangerous as an enemy. She didn't want him to have another enemy, and she didn't want to lose him either. She called Leng Shuai. Leng Shuai, this is Bai Yi. Su Jiran has gone missing, and Shen Yin has sent someone to the military. He hopes that we can help him find Su Jiran using the eye of the sky. So should we help or not? Leng Shuai asked. Let him investigate, Bai Yi said in a low voice. We'll wait and see. Got it. Leng Shuai hung up. Bai Yi lowered her head and ate, her mind in a rush. Xing Buhua picked up the fish bones and placed the fish in her bowl. Bai Yi looked up at him. He had given up on Hua Rui for her. Love should be mutual. I won't work with him anymore. What he does is his business. I just need to know what I should do. Xing Buhua patted her head. That's a good girl. 3 in the afternoon. There was a knock on the door. Bai Yi opened the door and blocked it. She asked Lin Shulan, what's wrong? Madam, look at the internet, Lin Shulan reminded her. Okay. Bai Yi closed the door, locked it, and turned on the computer. The headlines of all the major websites were bombarded. Su Jiran had posted the surveillance footage of him and Xing Dongqing. In the video, he questioned Xing Dongqing angrily, my maid is your subordinate. You know that my mother has evidence of you and Shen Ao's crimes. You killed my mother. How is that possible? Why would I kill my subordinate's mother? Besides, How could your mother have evidence of me? It was Shinao. I advised him to let your mother go. After all, she had been with him for so many years, but he insisted on killing her, Xing Dongqing said without thinking. Shinao. How is that possible? He loved my mother very much. He loved your mother very much, so he asked his wife to kill your mother. You are trying to sow discord. I know you too well. You want to frame Shinao and his wife, right? Su Jiran said in disbelief. I'll show you the video. Xing Dongqing took out his phone. On the screen were videos taken by Su Jiran on Xing Dongqing's phone. Shinao's wife was extremely cruel. It could be seen that Su Jiran was very emotional at that time. The camera was flashing. If it wasn't for the fact that he had to film it, he probably couldn't bear to watch it anymore. After filming, Su Jiran said, I'm going to kill him. All the recording stopped there. Su Jiran was indeed very scheming. He purposely dropped this sentence. Even if he failed to assassinate Shinao, Shinao would definitely die. However, now that the video was released, Shinao was basically done for. Xing Dongqing's reputation would drop even further. Xing Buhua looked at the screen coldly. His gaze shifted to Bai Ye's face. Are you touched? Bai Ye came back to her senses and looked at Xing Buhua. Ha! Xing Buhua knocked her head. Try being touched if you dare. He did it to avenge his mother, not for you. Bai Ye knew that he was throwing a tantrum. She smiled and said, I know. Xing Buhua frowned slightly. He wasn't happy. You're right. Even if I had appeared earlier, you might not have fallen for me. I really should thank Su Jiran for being unreliable in the past. He walked towards the door. Bai Ye's heart skipped a beat. She hugged him from behind. What's wrong? I'm angry with myself. You don't have to care about me. Xing Buhua said irritably. Bai Ye walked in front of him and guessed what he was angry about. She said gently, when the tiger is not around, the cat is the king. There's no choice. You're too strong, so you've become a thorn in everyone's side. Your every move is being watched. It's the same as playing basketball. No matter how strong you are, it'll be hard for you to break through. But it's different with Su Jiran. He's Xing Dongqing's man. It'll be easier for him to get evidence. Don't be angry with yourself. Xing Buhua's gaze softened. I'm trying to win over the main camp now. I want to make sure that I'll be the president in 2 years. I'm only worried that you'll be snatched away by others. It seems that my opponents are all very strong. Bai Ye laughed. My heart is with you. Do you think I'll be snatched away so easily? I'll die if I get snatched away. Don't worry. Xing Buhua pinched her nose. You're so good at talking. All the more I can't leave you. Bai Ye hugged him. Then don't leave. You promised me that you'll leave tomorrow. Xing Buhua replied. After dinner, Bai Ye leaned on Xing Buhua's body and watched the television. The two of them were together. Even watching the television made their hearts feel especially sweet. At the same time, they felt that time flew by. It was midnight. I'm leaving, Xing Buhua said. Bai Ye couldn't bear to leave him. She held his hand and refused to let go. Xing Buhua smiled. I'll come back tomorrow morning. My car should be almost ready. Only then did Bai Ye let go of his hand. She opened the door and watched him quickly enter the library. When she turned back, she saw Lin Shulan standing at the corner, looking at Bai Ye. Bai Ye was shocked. She pulled Lin Shulan into the room and instructed, You can't tell anyone about this. Can you promise? Madam, that person looks like Chief. But he's already dead. Don't be fooled, Lin Shulan said worriedly. Bai Ye frowned. I know what I'm doing. Remember not to tell anyone, not even a word. Lin Shulan pursed his lips. He didn't agree immediately. His eyes were red. Chief will be sad if he knows. Bai Ye guessed what Lin Shulan was thinking. Shulan, it's not what you think. I promise you that I will only love your chief. Other than Gu Lingqing, I won't fall in love with anyone else. So, can you promise me that you won't tell anyone? Bai Ye asked. Lin Shulan nodded. Bai Ye patted her shoulder. Go back and rest. Don't think too much. Lin Shulan nodded. He walked into the room with his head down. Bai Ye stared at Lin Shulan. She had to move her bedroom into the library. It would be fine if she was discovered by Lin Shulan. Lin Shulan was very loyal. If it was accidentally known by others, she would not know how to explain it. Secondly, what if it happened to be a spy? She went back to her room and saw Xing Buhua taking off his pajamas on the sofa. She picked them up and went to the bathroom to wash them. She used an iron to dry them and put them back in the closet. Then, she lay back on the bed and went to sleep. Her phone rang. She thought it was Xing Buhua. When she opened it, she realized it was an unknown number. I'm Su Jiran. Are you asleep? Bai Ye thought for a while and replied, everyone is looking for you now. Shen Yin made a move. I think my phone's signal is locked. You better not contact me. Chapter 530. Bai Ye was so shocked that she sat up. She had found the evidence. What is it? She texted him back. Some intimate photos of her and Shenao. There are no photos of Xing Dongqing. I will choose some of them and put them online tomorrow. The original place is where she adopted me. Bai Ye could tell that he was in a bad mood. She took a deep breath and said, Su Jiran, when Shenao is overthrown, go abroad. I will ask Alan to help. You and Xing Dongqing don't have a deep grudge. You don't have to be dragged into this. If he didn't tell Shenao that my mother has the evidence, Shenao wouldn't have done this. I know what to do. Thank you, Bai Ye. You are still thinking about me at this time. Bai Ye looked at the message from Su Jiran and felt guilty. She was not thinking about him, but she really hoped that he would leave and live his life again. She didn't reply to him and deleted all the messages. She lay on the bed and thought for a while before calling Leng Shuai. I hope I didn't disturb you, Bai Ye said apologetically. No, I haven't slept yet. Did you do what happened to Shenao? It was Su Jiran. I called to ask about Shenao. What's the situation now? Bai Ye asked. According to the normal procedure, the technical department has already authenticated the video. Many people have been sent out. The prosecutor's office, the court, the disciplinary committee, and the military committee. As far as I know, they are looking for Xing Dongqing now. Shen Ao and his wife have been arrested. Shen Yin has also avoided them. They are all waiting anxiously for a reply. What do you think we should do? Leng Shuai asked. Have you seen the direction of the public opinion? Bai Ye asked. Yes, they are all against Shen Ao and his wife. Then we don't have to do anything. After all, Shen Ao was defeated this time, but Xing Dongqing won't. Let's wait and see. Bai Ye thought for a while and said. All right, I'll inform you once I receive the latest news. Also, madam, did the chief come to see you? Leng Shuai asked worriedly. I did, but Lin Shulan saw it. I didn't tell Lin Shulan. I just told her not to say anything. After all, Xing Dongqing's men are still in the military. If we can't find them, it will be a disaster, Bai Yi said in a low voice. About the psychological test, when do you think you have time? Bai Yi sighed softly. There were too many unexpected situations. She had yet to settle this matter. I'll finish all the test papers in the next few days. Remember to remind me. All right, then madam, you should rest first. Yes. Bai Yi lay on the bed, tossing and turning, but she still couldn't fall asleep. She told herself that she couldn't do this, but the more awake her mind was, the more she didn't want to sleep. She only fell asleep at 4 or 5 in the morning. She was woken up by the ringing of her phone. She looked at the time. It was already 10 o'clock. She answered the call. Bai Yi, where do you want to meet? Mu Xiaoyun asked. Yes, let's meet at the International Hotel in a country. There's a good Western restaurant nearby. It's my treat. See you in an hour and a half. Oh, okay. Bai Yi sent a text message to Su Changhe. She quickly brushed her teeth and washed her face. Then, she asked Lin Shulan to drive her. Lin Shulan looked at Bai Yi uncomfortably. While driving, he looked at Bai Yi in the rearview mirror from time to time. He wanted to say something but stopped. What do you want to say? Bai Yi asked. Lin Shulan shook his head. Ask away. You can't do it in this state. Other people will see the clues, Bai Yi said coldly. The chief just died. Lin Shulan said the first half of the sentence. He's not dead. If he's dead, I won't live alone. Do you understand? Bai Yi said in a low voice. Lin Shulan's eyes lit up with hope. He was happy. So, the person yesterday was the chief. I understand. No wonder he appeared as soon as the chief died. I knew it. The chief couldn't have died. He's an invincible god. Remember to keep it a secret. Don't show it. Otherwise, he'll be in danger. Bai Yi reminded him. I promise. I swear. I won't say it even if I have to die. Lin Shulan said with certainty. Okay. When she arrived at the International Hotel, Su Changhe was already there. He was holding a phone at the door. They hadn't seen each other for 2 years. Time didn't leave any trace on his face. He was still the elegant Mu Xiaoyun. Mu Xiaoyun also looked at her a few times. However, he didn't recognize that she was Bai Yi. He still looked at the road and looked at the time on his watch. Bai Yi walked to him and smiled. What's wrong? Do you need help? Mu Xiaoyun said softly. Bai Yi looked at his slender white hand. Are you in love? Mu Xiaoyun paused and frowned slightly. You, Bai Yi, long time no see, Xiaoxing. Bai Yi said. No way. Did you have plastic surgery? Didn't you look good in the past? Mu Xiaoyun was surprised. You're not lying to me, are you? Bai Yi smiled. We met on the train. I was in a bad mood then. You came to play mind games with me and I told you about your divorce. Mu Xiaoyun believed her. He pointed at Bai Yi. Nyo, where's the person you want to introduce me? I'll call him down. Bai Yi made a call. Senior, he's coming down. We're all at the door. After saying that, she hung up. Mu Xiaoyun looked at her. Can you tell me how you know that I'm in love? You smell like a woman's cosmetics. You came back yesterday, but you contacted me at 10 o'clock. It's not your style. Unless you have a clingy girlfriend, and you're willing to let her be clingy. Mu Xiaoyun gave a thumbs up. Awesome. It's been 2 years, but you're still familiar with me. I just need your help. We'll talk when we get to the Western restaurant. I'll do my best. Su Changhe came downstairs, his face beaming. Baiya smiled. Where is she? Still sleeping. She was exhausted last night. I asked her to rest. Su Changhe said with a smile. Why did she feel that he was deliberately showing off? Su Changhe, I know you. You came to a country for a seminar before. I also attended it. But you may not have any impression of me. Mu Xiaoyun said with a smile. Baiya shrugged. It seems that I don't need to introduce you. You can get to the main topic. In the Western restaurant. Mu Xiaoyun and Su Changhe chatted in full swing. Baiya quietly flipped through the materials brought by Mu Xiaoyun. After Mu Xiaoyun finished talking about her admiration for Su Changhe and bragged about the research institute, she listened to Su Changhe's thoughts and hit it off. He glanced at the materials in Baiya's hands and said to Su Changhe, this case is really destructive. The police are suppressing it. The eyeballs of the 4 victims were dug out, their faces were scratched, and all their fingers were cut off. The missing tissues have not been found. Chapter 531. The police have found out that the first case was committed 10 years ago. The victim was a 5th grader. He drowned and gouged out his eyes, disfigured his face, and severed his fingers. It happened in Yulong City. The second case happened 5 years ago in Songbei City, which is 200 kilometers away from Yulong City. The victim was a high school student. He went missing on his way home at night and was found dead by the river. He was also drowned, but his body was found to be laced with drugs such as barbiturate. The third case happened last month in Tonglin City. The victim was a teacher. He died at home over the weekend, drowned in the bathtub, still laced with drugs. His fingers were cut off, and his eyes were gouged out. However, his face was not scratched. The police suspect that it was a copycat. There was a big difference in characteristics. Don't worry. The fourth case happened this Tuesday, also in Tonglin City. The victim was a male, a senior executive of a company. He died by a small lake in the wilderness. He was drowned as well, laced with drugs. His fingers were cut off, his eyes were gouged out, and his face was scratched. The similarities between these 4 cases were that there were no witnesses, no fingerprints at the scene, and no tools were left behind. The murderer was smart to drown, which reduced a lot of evidence. The police said that the murderer might have left Tonglin City. Moreover, the crime method is very mature. Coupled with Gao Fa's antisocial personality, the murders are random, and it's very dangerous, Mu Xiaoyun explained. Can we catch him if there are no surveillance cameras? Su Changhe asked. The murderer is really smart. There are no surveillance cameras in the locations he chose. Mu Xiaoyun was at a loss. Xiaoxing, if I help you solve this case, I need you to make this information public. Is that okay? Baiya greeted. Of course. The case has been solved, so it doesn't matter if we make it public. However, since it hasn't been destroyed yet, it's better not to make it public. It will make the public panic. He looked at the information. What do you think, expert Su? I'm not as good at criminal psychology as Baiya. Baiya, tell me about it first. Su Changhe asked Baiya. Baiya tapped her fingers on the table. A murderer with a high IQ has excellent patience. After a long period of observation and tracking, the murderer is able to track the target. We might not be able to find the videos from 5 or 10 years ago, but we can find the videos from last month and this month, especially near the school, the company, the road. As long as it's related to the victim, we can find it. The police thought so too. They looked at the 5 days before and after the incident and didn't find anyone special. There were some others, but they didn't find any problems, Mu Xiaoxue said dejectedly. About 30. He was a self-employed businessman with free time. He had lived in Jade Dragon, Pine and Cypress, and Polonia forests. Possible businesses include stationery stores, boutiques, restaurants, or mobile stalls near the school. It could be barbecue, fruit, or small accessories and stationery stores. You can check in this direction. In addition, judging from the modus operandi, cutting off the fingers, digging out the glasses, and shaving the face, it was related to the murderer's past. This matter was related to the school, or perhaps it was related to studies. The murderer used to be a person with good grades. Due to various reasons, he didn't go to university, Baiya said, squinting. Mu Xiaoxue was very surprised. Baiya, can you tell me how you know all this? You even know that he didn't go to university. Through logical processing and reasonable assumptions, he doesn't have a girlfriend, is strong, and would wear a hat or a mask. Baiya paused and took the information from Su Changhe's hands. Mu Xiaoxue, give me the information. I'll tell you who the murderer is in 3 days. Are you sure you can tell me who the murderer is in 3 days? Mu Xiaoxue was a little skeptical. Baiya nodded. I'm sure. Oh, then I'll wait for your good news. Mu Xiaoxue could only rely on Baiya now. After dinner, Baiya called Leng Luan on the way back. I'll send you the photos of the deceased later. Mainly check if there's a man in his 30s near the deceased wearing a cap or a mask. He's a distance away from the deceased and tried to hide in an inconspicuous corner, but he's walking the same route as the deceased, Baiya reminded. Got it. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'll send the photos and photo processing to your email. Thank you. Baiya leaned on the chair and closed her eyes to rest. She didn't sleep enough, so her head was heavy. After a while, she fell asleep. She only opened her eyes when the car returned to the villa. Shulan, help me do 2 things. First, I want to go fishing by the lake in the afternoon. Second, help me temporarily put my bed in the study. The chief has been in the study all this time. Lin Shulan asked curiously. People who know fewer secrets usually live longer, Baiya reminded. Oh, I got it. Baiya entered the room and turned on her laptop. She still had to do a psychological test. After an hour, Lin Shulan set up the fishing platform. The tent, table, stove, and hot tea were exactly the same as when Gu Lingqing was still around. She laid down in the tent to design the psychological test. Lin Shulan sat in the tent, drinking hot water and looking at the buoy. What's that saying again? It feels so relaxing to cultivate for half a day. Yeah, Baiya answered subconsciously. Her eyes were on the computer as she typed furiously. Lin Shulan leaned over to look. Madam, you're so smart. Do you know the answers to all these questions? What do you think? Baiya asked. A person walks into an empty room and there are 4 bottles of water in front of him. Red, white, black, and yellow. He has to drink one. Which one should he drink? D*MN, I don't know. If it were me, I would choose the red one. Ha ha ha, what's the answer to red? Lin Shulan asked. He asked casually. Baiya raised the corner of her mouth. This is based on a paper. It's not based on a single question. It's based on the overall score. Oh. All right then. Baiya glanced at the buoy. There's a fish. Hurry up and pull it up. Oh, 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 oh. Lin Shulan immediately lifted his fishing rod. It was a super big herring. I'm in luck. I'll just catch another one today, Baya said. Yeah. I'll focus on fishing. Madam, you do what you need to do. Baya continued to design the questions. After a while, Lin Shulan caught a carp that weighed about half a kilogram. They went back first. The rest would be taken by the shadows or soldiers in the manor. Lin Shulan prepared the herring and started to prepare dinner. Baya made the head of the herring into a steamed fish head with chopped peppers. The tail and 1/3 of the fish were braised. 1/3 of the fish was cut into very fine slices and made into boiled fish. The other 1/3 was marinated and steamed. The carp was also prepared. She cooked a carp tofu sausage soup. Chapter 532. Baya was in a difficult position. Gu Lingqing came too late and the weather was cold. If he came to eat, the food would have turned cold. Baya was afraid that he would get a stomachache. Lin Shulan, help me prepare an induction cooker secretly. Put it in the library and don't let anyone find out, Baya said. Lin Shulan understood. She was doing so much because the bureau chief was coming over tonight. She smiled. I promise I'll complete the task. At night, Song Shiyu came back exhausted. Mom, is everything okay in the company? Baya asked worriedly. Song Shiyu smiled and shook her head. Don't worry, I can solve it. What's wrong? Baya sensed something was wrong. Recently, there was a problem with a batch of goods and they were returned. The company's technical department has already gone to Country M to find out what the problem is, Song Shiyu said. Do we need to compensate them? Baya asked thoughtfully. It depends on the result of the negotiation and the problem with the goods, Song Shiyu frowned. Mom, what's the market value of our company? There are many companies under the Gu Corporation. If we add them up, it should be more than 200 billion. What's wrong? Song Shiyu asked, puzzled. Can we use some of the money for charity? For example, to build schools, hospitals, orphanages, nurseries for left-behind children and so on. If it's for charity, of course I'll support it, Song Shiyu said without hesitation. Also, this is a critical period. You know what happened to Shineo. This time, the Shin family is probably done for. We have to be more careful. The more we do, the easier it is for others to take advantage of us, Baya suggested. Song Shiyu nodded. I have the same idea too. I want to use charity as an opportunity to sell some of the businesses overseas that are difficult to control. This way, I can relax and the Gu Corporation will be safer. There's always money to be made. What I want is the safety of our family. Okay, thank you, Mom, Baya said sincerely. She knew that Song Shiyu was actually a reasonable person. I really want to be your daughter-in-law a few years earlier. Song Shiyu smiled as well. In the past, I was blinded by your status. I'm sorry. No, I know you accepted me 2 years ago. Let's not talk about this. Mom, I made a lot of fish today. The fish was caught in our lake. It's especially delicious. Have a taste. Okay. Song Shiyu's eyes were moist. In the middle of the meal, Ling Shuai called. Baya quickly picked up the call. Madam, there are 2 things. Firstly, your men have found 3 suspects and they have been sent to your email. Take a look. Secondly, Shin Ao and his wife are being held captive. They won't talk about it. They said that they will only talk when Shin Yin interrogates them, Ling Su reported. Did Shin Yin interrogate them? Baya asked. Yes, Shin Ao denied everything about killing Xiong Dani. He said that it was a false accusation. Then, he and his wife committed suicide, Ling Su said. Suicide? Baiya frowned. How did they commit suicide? Shen Ao and his wife smeared poison on their neckline. They had planned to commit suicide. What did Xing Dongqing say? Wasn't he called for questioning? He also said that it wasn't him. Someone pretended to be him. His testimony is the same as Shen Ao's. Baiya understood. The Shen family and the Xing family have been working together for so many years. They have done so many bad things. If one of them dies, the other will not be able to protect him. Shen Ao and Xing Dongqing had already discussed it before they went in. They reached some kind of agreement. Shen Ao and his wife died to protect the reputation of the Shen family. What should we do now? Ling Su asked. Baiya twitched the corner of her mouth. Shen Ao protected Shen Yin, but he couldn't protect Xing Dongqing. Since Shen Ao and his wife are dead, the Shen family will let them go for now. Now, it's time to fight back against Xing Dongqing. I'm ready and waiting. Ling Su saluted. Okay. Baiya hung up the phone. Song Shiyu asked, Shen Ao and his wife are dead. I think so. Song Shiyu sighed. Her eyes dimmed and she lowered her head to eat. Baiya could tell that she was a little sad. She held her hand. Our family will be fine. Okay. Song Shiyu responded with a faint smile. After dinner Baiya sent the suspect's photo to Mu Xiaoyun. Then, she designed a psychological test in her room. Lin Shulan arranged a bed for Baiya in the library. When Shen Yin called, Baiya had a bad feeling. She frowned slightly and picked up the call. I'm sorry, Baiya. I can't let you enter the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the cabinet. Shen Yin's voice was low and shrouded in sadness. You don't want to deal with Xing Dongqing anymore. Baiya blurted out. Shen Yin was silent on the other side. I believe that with your intelligence, you should be able to tell that it was Xing Dongqing's plan. He deliberately encouraged your parents to kill Xiong Dani, took a video and told Su Jiran to release the video. As for your parents' death, Baiya continued. What role did you play in the whole incident? Shen Yin asked. Baiya felt a chill down her spine. My people were wrongly accused of killing Xiong Dani. I need to find out the truth. Baiya, there are no eternal enemies or eternal friends in the world. There are only eternal interests. I know what everyone has done and what role they play. You have something you need to protect, and so do I. I don't want to treat you as an enemy. Don't force me. Shen Yin said in a low voice. What about your conscience? Doesn't your conscience feel pain? You hurt others unscrupulously just to protect what you need to protect. You built the glory of the Shen family on the pain of others. This is the world. The strong survive, Shen Yin said stubbornly. You deserve that you can't get Lu Shuang. You don't deserve her at all, Baiya blurted out. There was silence on the other side of Shen Yin. Baiya wanted to hang up the phone, but she held back and took a deep breath. I need to enter the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the cabinet. I promise you, I will only deal with Xing Dongqing, not you. For the stability of the country, Baiya, stop. If Gu Lingqing is still alive, he will not continue to take revenge, Shen Yin said in a low voice. I don't understand. How can I destroy the stability of the country when I deal with a heinous person? Baiya said angrily. There is turmoil in the country, and turmoil abroad. The Gu family's goods in the M country have problems. It is a good reaction. The stronger the country, the stronger the international position. It will have many effects. Baiya could see that Shen Yin was not going to help. It was useless to say more. Do you still need to find Su Jiran? No need. What I want now is stability. I'm sorry, Shen Yan said and hung up the phone. Chapter 533. The more she thought about it, the angrier she got. Shen Yan's sudden betrayal meant that many of her plans couldn't be carried out. She covered her head and closed her eyes. She opened her eyes and looked at Gu Lingqing's photo on the table. She should be calm. Being impulsive and hot-tempered couldn't solve any problems. She checked the surveillance. Lin Shulan had already put the bed in the library. He even made a screen and a gauze curtain for her. She got up and went to the library with her laptop. Madam, call me if you need anything, Lin Shulan said. Baiya nodded and put the laptop on the desk. She turned on some light music, chose a book about psychology, and flipped through it casually. 10 minutes later, she calmed down and continued to design the psychological test. Before she knew it, it was past midnight. Baiya walked behind the bookshelf and looked at the entrance to the secret passage on the ceiling. Would Gu Lingqing come today? She looked down and turned around. She heard a voice on the ceiling and looked up. Hi. Xing Buhua smiled and greeted her. He jumped down from the ceiling. You must have waited for a long time. I thought you wouldn't come today. Baiya reached out and hugged him. Silly girl, I have to come if there are no special circumstances. You will be worried if I don't come. By the way, if you are in a hurry, you can call me. Xing Buhua rubbed her shoulders and said. Shen Ao is in such a serious situation. I'm afraid that my phone's signal will be tracked. It's not good to contact you. Xing Buhua looked at her with drooping eyes and the corners of his mouth turned up slightly. I have a very sensible wife. I have a husband who works very hard, Baiya said softly. I will bring a phone for you tomorrow. The phone number is virtual. The signal goes to a foreign server first and then to my phone. No one can track it. Then can you contact your current phone number? Baiya asked. I also need to change to a virtual signal. I will also get a new one tomorrow. We can communicate with each other without fear, Xing Buhua said with a smile. Baiya sighed. I can't go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Cabinet. Shen Yan won't let me. If there are no special circumstances, I will come over every day to accompany you. I will be there for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so don't worry. As for the cabinet, Hua Xixing is the boss. If you want to enter, I'm afraid you will have to go through her. If she agrees, Shen Yan won't be able to say anything. Shen Yan has a strong personality. Hua Xixing will listen to him. There's no hurry. I have other things to do. Are you hungry? I made a lot of fish and asked Lin Shulan to prepare an induction cooker. Let's have supper first. Baiya held Xing Buhua's hand and walked away. Lin Shulan knows about me. Xing Buhua asked suspiciously. She saw you when you left yesterday. I couldn't hide it anymore. That's good too. With her as a cover, we will be safer. Xing Buhua didn't blame her. Baiya heated up the dishes. Xing Buhua looked at her deeply without blinking. Xiaoya, how much longer? You are already 3 months pregnant. Baiya blushed. Half a month. How about this? If you want. Before she could say anything, he lowered his head, captured her lips, and kissed her deeply. Baiya closed her eyes and responded gently. He looked at her, his hand still holding the back of her head. What should I do? What? Baiya didn't understand. The more beautiful you are, the more I don't want to hurt you. Baiya chuckled. How could you possibly hurt me? Xing Buhua smiled. Yes, I will never hurt you. I don't want to drink your fish soup at all. After dinner, Bai Ye and Xing Buhua were lying on the bed. She saw that he seemed to be in a hurry and seemed to be thinking about some difficult problem. What's wrong? Something on your mind? Bai Ye asked with her head propped up. I have a friend. His friend went to a faraway place and asked him to take care of his wife. Then my friend fell in love with his friend's wife. He felt very distressed and asked me what he should do. Xiaoye, you study psychology. What do you think he should do? Xing Buhua asked solemnly. Does that person's wife love your friend? Bai Ye asked. The one she loved should be her husband, but her husband died. He didn't dare to tell his friend's wife. He was afraid that she would be sad. So he quietly protected and accompanied her, Xing Buhua said sadly. Bai Ye felt a little uncomfortable. Who is that friend you're talking about? Su Changhao. You know him too, Xing Buhua said. Him. Bai Ye lowered her eyes and heaved a sigh of relief. I think that if he dies, we should let that girl know the truth. That girl will commit suicide if she knows the truth. He wants to accompany her. Maybe when she knows the truth, the pain will be less, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. If you die, I'd rather be with you sooner than later than to wait alone in this world, Bai Ye said softly. Xing Buhua twitched his lips and there was a flash of sadness in his eyes. Go to sleep. You must have been tired waiting for me during the day. Bai Ye was indeed a little tired. Tomorrow, there would be a few more battles. She needed to rest. She hugged Xing Buhua and found a comfortable position in his arms to sleep. Xing Buhua looked at her deeply for a long time. When Bai Ye woke up, Xing Buhua was already gone. She looked at the time on her phone. It was already 10:20 in the morning. There were several calls from Alan, Ling Shuo, Shen Yiyan, and Xing Dongqing. Xing Dongqing actually called her. Ha! She didn't receive so many calls. Gu Lingqing must have muted her phone. Sure enough, Bai Ye called Ling Shuo as she walked out. Madam, everything has been done according to plan. They are already in our military base. Do you want to arrest them now? Ling Shuo asked. Follow the normal procedure. Also, we must ensure the safety of our people. Also, send me all the relevant photos and I will handle the rest. Okay. Bai Ye hung up and called Alan. I'm sorry. I just woke up and didn't hear your phone. It's okay. You are pregnant now. You should rest more. Did your people do anything yesterday? My factory was burnt down. Luckily, there were no casualties. How could I possibly implicate innocent people? I'll have to trouble you to put pressure on Interpol. I know what to do. We are at the airport now. We will take off in 45 minutes, Alan said gently. I owe you a lot. I will pay you back when I get the chance, Bai Ye said gratefully. Alan smiled. Have you forgotten? I said that I did everything willingly. So, you don't have to pay me back. You didn't save me for benefits, right? Bai Ye lowered her eyes. Thank you. After this is over, all your losses will be on me. Just take it as my sincerity. You are not allowed to reject me. I will feel guilty. Chapter 534. After returning Alan's call, she went to wash up. When she was brushing her teeth, her phone rang. It was Shen Yiyan, but she didn't pick it up. She put the phone aside and continued brushing her teeth. When she finished brushing her teeth, the phone stopped ringing. She washed her face again, held the sink, and looked at herself in the mirror. Bai Ye, all the best. All the best, Baya. She picked up the phone, and her eyes became cold. She called Shen Yin back. Did you do it? Shen Yin questioned. What? Baya asked even though she already knew the answer. AI in clothing factory. There was a fire last night. 5 people died. Shen Yin was not calm. AI in clothing factory is owned by my friend. If I want to burn it down, it would be Xing Dongqing's house. Did you call the wrong number? Baya said coldly. Xing Dongqing said he didn't do it. He's in the limelight now. There's no need for that. Besides, the arsonist has been arrested by the military. If Xing Dongqing did it, how could he be arrested? Besides, it's not appropriate for the military to arrest him. Shen Yin suppressed her anger. She asked. You believe Xing Dongqing when he says he didn't do it. You don't believe me when I say I didn't do it. Since you don't believe me, go ahead and investigate. Just find out. Is there anything else? Baya said casually. Baya, that's 5 lives. 5 lives. You told me yesterday not to hurt innocent people. Now, you're hurting innocent people. Which one is you? Shen Yin asked anxiously. Baya looked ahead with drooping eyes. Those who were burned to death were already dead. This was all part of the plan. You can question me after you find out that I did it. Don't start to convict me based on your assumptions. You don't have the right to do so. Besides, if you really love your country, you should cut ties with Xing Dongqing. If you use him, you will die faster. Baya hung up the phone. He took a deep breath and took the initiative to call Xing Dongqing. Hello, how can I help you? Bitch, you tricked me. Xing Dongqing was furious. Baya pressed the record button calmly. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm warning you, get your people to withdraw the lawsuit immediately, or else I won't let you live to see tomorrow's sun. Xing Dongqing warned, his temper obvious. What do you mean by my people? Please make it clear. It was your people who set the fire. Don't tell me it wasn't. I've underestimated you. First, you got Su Jiran to betray me, and then you instigated my people to set the fire to frame me. You're quite a schemer. I think you're tired of living. Xing Dongqing said angrily. I don't know what you're talking about. You're dead. I'm telling you, you're dead. Xing Dongqing hung up the phone. Baya curled up the corner of her mouth. The more impatient Xing Dongqing was, the more likely he was to make mistakes. She returned to the library and sent the recording to Du Xinbua. She called him and ordered, publish that recording on all the apps and websites. I want it to be spread as soon as possible. The direction of public opinion is to punish Xing Dongqing. Got it. We'll see the results in an hour. Du Xinbua confirmed. Baya hung up the phone, designed the psychological test, and immersed herself in her own quiet world. An hour later, Lin Shulan ran over and said anxiously, Madam, bad news. Just now, the sky I caught several groups of people coming here. The chief is worried that you're in danger, so he asked me to take you away. No need. Baya said calmly and called Xing Dongqing. You're a mad dog. I told you I didn't kill Gu Lingqing. Why are you staring at me? Xing Dongqing was so angry that he was about to explode. I heard that several groups of people are coming here. Are they yours? Baya asked calmly. Xing Dongqing didn't say anything on the other side. Baya chuckled. Please allow me to remind you that it doesn't matter if I die. I'm an orphan and a widow. The person I love has left me. I've seen through life and death. However, as long as I die, everyone will know that you killed me. I'm Gu Lingqing's widow. Do you think you can live? You be asterisk starred. Do you believe that I can crush you into pieces? Of course I do. You're the high and mighty Dongqing. I'm a defenseless, jobless, and ignorant woman. It's worth it to use me in exchange. Just come, Baiya said indifferently. One day, I'll make you wish you were dead. Dongqing smashed the phone. Lin Shulan was worried. Are you sure you're okay? No, I have to ask the chief to send more people here. It's really okay. I can handle it. Can we eat now? I'm hungry, Baiya said and closed the computer. Yes, you can. Lin Shulan was still worried. Baiya glanced at Lin Shulan and called Ling Shui. She pressed the speaker and asked, have those people gone back? I was just about to tell you that they're back now, Ling Shui said. Did you get the photos? Those people were wearing masks. I couldn't see their faces clearly. Where did they come from? Follow them in case of emergency, Baiya reminded. Understood. I'll send someone to do it. Baiya hung up the phone. Are you at ease now? Madam is really capable. With just a phone call, Dongqing's people returned. Lin Shulan heaved a sigh of relief and praised. That's not a good thing. He felt that he still had a chance to turn defeat into victory. That's why he endured it. Once he can't do anything about it, he'll drag a lot of people down with him. He's an extremely dangerous person, Baiya judged. Then what should we do? Baiya smiled. He doesn't win people over by virtue. When he loses everything, will there still be people willing to risk their lives for him? That makes sense. Anyway, as long as I'm alive, I won't let anything happen to Madam, Lin Shulan said as he tapped his shoulder. Go out. When Lin Shulan was preparing lunch, Baiya checked the video. Nothing unusual happened. Her phone rang. It was the guard. She picked it up. What's up? Madam, a lady wants to see you. Lady? What's her name? She said her name is Chiu Ting. She's Xing Buhua's girlfriend, the guard reported. What? Baiya was shocked. She frowned. Xing Buhua's girlfriend. Tell her to come in. Yes. Baiya was more cautious. She called Xing Buhua. Why are you calling me at this time? Xing Buhua smiled gently. Do you know someone called Chiu Ting? Baiya asked. I've never heard of her. What's up? She said she's your girlfriend. She wants to see me, Baiya explained. Chapter 535. Okay, I got it. Baiya was about to hang up. Xiaoya. Xing Buhua stopped her. I saw the conversation between you and Dongqing online. I'm worried that someone might do something to you. Be careful, Xing Buhua reminded her. Baiya smiled. I understand. That's all for now. I'll contact you later. Baiya hung up and walked out of the window. From afar, she saw the soldiers leading a woman in luxurious clothes over. Lin Shulan, tell her I'm not around when she comes. Also, be careful of her. She's not friendly, Baiya reminded him. Okay. Baiya thought for a moment. Then, she went back to her room and took out an earplug for Lin Shulan. Put this in your ear. What's this? Put it in your ear. You can hear what I say. Okay, I got it. Lin Shulan immediately put the earplug in. Baiya entered the room on the first floor and opened the door slightly. The girl walked in. Her skin was darker, but her facial features were exquisite. Her makeup was exquisite too. Even her hair was carefully combed. She looked at Lin Shulan arrogantly. You're Baya. I'm not. My wife isn't around. Is there anything I can help you with? Lin Shulan asked. Tell her not to steal my man. Xing Buhua is mine, Chiu Ting said confidently. Lin Shulan sneered. You? Are you dreaming? Shulan, don't talk nonsense, Baya reminded her. What am I dreaming about? I've been with Xing Buhua for 15 years. I'm already his wife. Who the hell is your wife? She seduces someone else's boyfriend when she doesn't have a husband. Is she that cheap? Can't she control her own legs? Chiu Ting scolded. Shulan, tell her that I'm not close to Xing Buhua, Baya said. Is your mouth for spitting sh*t? My wife is not familiar with Xing Buhua. You've come to the wrong place. What do you mean not familiar? He calls her name even in his dreams, and you're telling me he's not familiar. Chiu Ting said angrily. Dream? Ask her when she had the dream. What time was it? Baya asked. Dream? What time is it? Did you sleep with Xing Buhua? Lin Shulan said. We slept together at 3:00 the night before yesterday. Do you have any questions? Chiu Ting confirmed. Lin Shulan's heart skipped a beat. She remembered that Xing Buhua had left at midnight the day before yesterday. It was possible that he had left at 3:00 the day before yesterday. Baya twitched the corner of his mouth. Tell her that I was with Xing Buhua at 3:00 the day before yesterday. You're talking nonsense. My wife and Xing Buhua were together at 3:00 the day before yesterday. Your wife must have lost her mind. She missed men so much that she went crazy. She helped him take a bath at 3:00 the day before yesterday. How could she have been with your wife? Chiu Ting blurted out. If she was helping him take a bath, why would he talk in his sleep? Baya asked. Lin Shulan laughed. You're contradicting yourself. I'm just talking nonsense, and you're getting anxious. Since you were helping him take a bath, why did you hear him say it was a dream? I went to sleep after the bath. I don't remember the time clearly. I think it was 4:00. Or maybe 5:00. Who would remember the time when they hear someone talking in their sleep? Chiu Ting said agitatedly. Lin Shulan frowned. He didn't know how to answer. Come out, Baya. What kind of hero are you hiding? Come out now. Chiu Ting shouted angrily. Baya was very calm. She didn't think that Chiu Ting was telling the truth. If she had heard it the day before yesterday, she would have come looking for her angrily the day before, instead of waiting a day later. Moreover, it was impossible for Gu Lingqin to allow other women to serve and bathe him. The more she lied, the more she couldn't do it. Chase her away, Baya said in a low voice. Chase her away, Lin Shulan said to the soldiers. The soldiers walked over. Chiu Ting sneered. I really don't understand why Buhua likes you. You don't have guts, and you don't have spirit. What's the point of being a coward? When you're shameless, you're energetic. Are you afraid? If you're afraid, you'll seduce someone else's boyfriend. Shulan, control her first, Baya said. Yes. Control her, Lin Shulan said. The soldiers went forward and controlled Chiu Ting. Baya walked out of the room. Pfft, coward, Chiu Ting said disdainfully. Baya walked in front of her and looked down at her. A kind woman can keep a man's stomach, a snobbish woman can keep a man's money, a stupid woman can keep a man's body, and a smart woman can keep her pride. What do you think you kept when you didn't respect his feelings? You. I kept his body, Ting said with hatred. He has a mole on his leg. Is it on his left leg or his right leg? He doesn't have a mole. It's on his right leg, Bai said with certainty. Have you slept with him? Ting asked sharply. Bai chuckled. I don't even know if he has a mole. I'm just testing you. Besides, I'm not close to Xing Buhua. I didn't want to see you not because I was afraid of you, but because I didn't want to. Are you satisfied now? Can you leave? Who would believe that there's nothing between you two? He told me himself that he likes you. So, even your identity as his girlfriend is fake, Bai said. I've liked him for more than 10 years. Why does he like you the moment you appeared? It's not fair, Ting shouted. Has he ever liked you? Bai asked softly. Ting paused. Of course. Bai called Xing Buhua right in front of Ting. She turned on the speaker and asked again, Ting, does Xing Buhua like you? Ting pursed her lips and didn't say anything. She gritted her teeth and said, bitch. Bai chuckled and hung up. See the guest out. White Lotus, green tea bitch. Xing Buhua must be blind to like you, a bitch who only knows how to accompany men. Ting scolded. Lin Shulan couldn't stand it anymore. He slapped Ting's face. You're the green tea bitch. No man will like you. Even if you've known each other for 4 centuries, or even 50 years, no man will like you. What did you say? Ting gritted her teeth. I'm telling the truth. Which part of you is better than my wife? Looks, body, character, and manners. Lin Shulan retorted. At least I'm still a virgin, Ting blurted out. He, virgin. Just now you were talking about getting a man's body. I think you're the crazy one. You're also the shameless one. You're really a liar. Who would believe what you said? You can scram now and stop embarrassing yourself. Of course, you won't have the chance to step into this place again. Of course, you won't have the chance to come here again. Lin Shulan laughed. I don't need you to chase me away. I can walk on my own. Ting struggled and stared at Bai. One day, Xing Buhua will come back to me. Bai frowned. Xing Buhua said he doesn't know you. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.